reserves. I think that those trees, some of them 700 years old, some of them older than Ghana, older than our ancestors, are more important than the gold that lie underneath them. And the point is, if we cut all the trees, we will be leaving a barren land to our children and grandchildren. We don't want the forest zone to become the savannah zone. We must protect those trees and rebuild those forest reserves. So we would stop the mining in forest reserves.
Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5, payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta. Mr. Ofori-Atta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori-Atta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori-Atta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori-Atta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori-Atta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds.
Yeah, Juma no more do qua. Jazania no one say we are Juma now what in Kakaka, no $100, $100, and just a wood cranka. There's €100 and I will call him. Be beer a genuine. Ain't see Orange Sea Consort for Abba. He said, in Sagana, you'll be happy so to coin. Really, Abama, a year my high. Orange Sea Consort. No correct. Sir, Osha. One more rep na utimu say boga born ho pa boga dware pa enti say osha wo bo so odu betu kwan na so odu betu kwan mimi say omo say enche omo de mbekọ visit baby a pese mi ko bia omo ade me bekọ ai enti akwanya pi na wo ho no mo e de mo obi bia akwa baby yena sana meka no omo ba ho omo ba okay, me no best starting no. Unse necessary kwantuo. Ena professionals ne dia no wo honom, but obi wonom a obetimi afra aka say akwantuo no, bi on ya no as a professional workers, as a nurses, as a teachers, na bia me ye plumber, me ye driver, me ye say me timi atu kwan bia na enti factory asomaye.
Mate ne edi kan meda wase na eye no kre wo ye plumber bra. ye do be construction side because ye adwuma no enyuma wo hodoso na medical de nchia kese nso ama watiefo na se kase Orange Sea Consult ye company kase bi a abepie Ghana mamu ha ebo nipa bebre e wa kwantuse mu obi wo ho a mfie be num nie ana mfie be nwotwe nie wa try abribia se opese ontu kwan no nkonko be de nkope kakra mra fie because sikasam nti uniska okasa kra yemfa wasem sika uni nti yebuze wasem aka bi asabe enkwase asem sika ni ho nti okasem kra obi antie empo wa wo bakura mpo okasem a ontie because of onimsa wo papa no ye de uniska ni school fees kra mpo tuem no eden ahomache no ye de wasore adwane enu nti opese otukwan no ye den okwaburuchiri na onko pesika ewo country pepem emfa mehwe ne ma but waya enye yi sankrofo no na me ya na mehia wo sankrofo no na me pese omumra na me nkyere mo se bibi wo ho because ewiase bibi ni ho akeda ake ntupum Orange Sea Consulting penifo e de abotre na ye omadwuma nti omungu omuhoni ma aseda enu nti na radio stations ni TV stations akase so e na ye de na etimi kasa na ne yedi kan no aya omo ba be registration ema efa Australia omo ko match no mepa mocho mo offer letter no aba abedu enti by second week of March no ye be start afrefrem na sene ye catch am ahase se ye be ma obia de guarantor aba because kona wo ko no se wo ko na se wantua ye sika amaye aye ne yaboka saade ni nti ena kwa aye ko ye de wo ko no ye be ma de guarantor aba in case of wantua amaye ya yakwaji ye sika e wo guarantor ne ho enti from second week of March no ye be frefrem nyina enipa ne doso enti mesrew se bia wo ko maaya nyantoboase mayen na ye frɛ no nkakra wo awani tua wo ba ye office obe hu nipa doma ede egu ho se yaka se ye frɛ mu nyina boma enye de enye yi enti se bia wonte yen ka me pacho nyantoboase endu so because ebi ba ya nsa na ye de oba enti ye be frɛ na ena me wa hai me pacho Australia no ye di ka me kasa ho no na yayema sana meka na yayema na enipa ba ye hopa enipa ba officer na ka omuzo me de omo pe Australia ni biako but because of na ayema ni nti ema bebira bam ye de ebuyi na mesrawo se bia wutie misabre na se Australia na wo ba ise ka wo pe biako eye March ending bosumi edi ye besim yi ne ending wo pe biako na ye ka se ayema na me pa chewo bomode ase obesamba because ye wo new offer e wo ho a eno eye June July after Poland for no April ending we no eno June July enti se bia wo de Australia ni an show mu se me de man ko Australia mi ntu kwan biye ma mesro bra Australia ni bia ben se ne bi ben first a wo ba ya na enipa afom no ebi asa ben hwe se bia wadanfo bi e ma futubɔ ne bi kura kan hu se ewia se obi a ne se ne ye man ne hyebre ebi ono ne de ne se mani ntu kwan ba wo de ne se obi tu kwan a de akwa kopeska adwuma wo ya ogana hayi wa ya mfie be ne oho ni enso wa wutie meka se mpo sika sen ene watimi esevia to ho a uni bi one city kura na ho nti se se afra se asem bi esi nti ye pe 10 million kura mpo e de akọ hospital akwa jinipa ne nkwa ede na obeye enso yenim se de bia sore ede e shatare pa ekwadwuma ma me papa brother sister ema adwuma ne de no enya wo de mro so se me ye adwuma na me sore me kwadwuma de bi trasidin na dwen wo na hwe se adwuma na me ye no fa so be no manya free because obi tell me say abrey oje 600 cedis a month 600 cedis busa se sika sen e na obetimi save ato ho nti wankasa won to bibia ma wo ho anase mpo edanti na adwen be na de show trim se wo kwakọ ye adwuma ese okopeska waiting Orange Sea Consulting penny for se bra because a man na ye omo ka ho kro metu kwan no sika man na efa no sika oba eje wo Australia eye cleaner keke anase bia oye dwuma warehouse mpo a sika oje no bosome no eye obi dia wa ha be 2 years sika yes ana meka no because still obi je 400 cedis e wo Ghana bosome enso sika obeje wo Australia eye Orange Sea Consult empanifo no oma omodi omutu kwan no sika omoje ne bosome no construction side mai mpo drivers mai forklift operators mai omukra sika omoje no eye obi de wo ha be 3 years and say 4 years waka ni nyina bom ena obi je no 1 month e wo honom eden na wo twen biem eden na opesa wonte ansa na waje yedi bomodi ansa obefa ye number no ye wo Ablekuma 0.5 Ablekuma 0.5 manya kwan ne so wo de wonyafo Ablekuma manya ka che mate ni say onsi 0.5 wo si a wo de hwe kwan ne ho se obehu Methodist for signboard na ben asori dan na bra ho wonya tra asori dan ketua bi a wo left ho na asori dan ne nche ho na wo say your office no ho green carpet e wanim bomode na bebewura inside na be register wo ba for passport no Ghana card bra number 0245 26 11 25 0245 26 11 25 0245 26 11 and a 25 and I say 0592 93 23 and a 75 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 and a 75 obi tie me say abra o se me de mininsa adwuma o hwe woni nsa na adwuma kura abra woni nsa na adwuma abra because wa abra bo no ensi se woni nsa na adwuma e ma na nya o ya se bia abra bo no de ne yadu no da bi ne yadu na enu yo e ya namompa na wo se wotu anamompa se wanto anamompa de ane wo se no class 1 na wote no e hwa na obetena ba se otimi tu anamompa e ba Ablekuma 0.5 a me sure say afidan sese no na bi awo no abegye time o Accra FM ha e ba bedi ye ho adanse e akira foforo say omo hwehwe Orange Sea Consult for aso ye no mo so mo mra ho abrabo na calculations se wan calculate ya me oboa enkoye ma wo se wan tena se anhwe se ne wa obetutu anamo yi a enkoye ma wo da enu ti na me kire say adwuma na wo ye no e ma na nya wo de say ebia wo de utifie kwanti ebia ne obedi akura dem because adwuma na wo ye wo de wo calculate wie say uko mu mfie seni ena eden ena watimi anya firim eden poten ena wo adwuma watimi anya firim obi tie me say abre yi wo hye adwuma 5 years upon ne ho sika ode be ye ono ane container no no akokọ ye adwuma wo mu kura mpo no oni bi meti ni bi tie me say abre yi wo hye adwuma wie I was say anka sabre anko no atimi je ne driving license naka empo obi trotro koji twi enso sika de kwaje driving license no ayasem waiting Orange Sea Consult penny for say bomodi anafo ka na bra Ablekuma 0.5 Ablekuma 0.5 se wonsa no adwuma woni bio wo de hian se wo ba Ablekuma 0.5 wo ba se wonsa no adwuma e bi am ye forklift operator ana me yesei mayehu si ebenya ba bi de washa ye be mu ahu si enya ba bi mfa ho hye enso ne ye be ma wadwuma bi a bi a wokọ a onsa no dwuma no krampo se later wo betimi ayeden akwakoye no side business e wo ho a no so ba ye be de be mu ahu last ana bra ba ko ba ye hom ye mienu sa nkrofo bi adika atwi na di ento ba ye no obebe hu ye office no ogina bonto keka nsem bebre na sana ni oka ne ho no afakire omkoye no fakire ba be register ye esi ame no kasa ono ko match na last week ya ye wo ho otese me kasa wo onua say Australia no foforo na ben because of last omo ko match we no ayama no ono sand America den aba office ho but obae no se ne hwehwe ne tie no na yasesa no and enye se yasesa no ono opportunity ne yase ya de yasesa no because of ensemboni okafa ye ho no na onim se sa ne tie but ono buy office no ohun se ne nkrofo bi a omo ko match ikrampo ya frɛ bi omo de omo passport pictures aba yet ye mo ma signs e wo agreement to person ade a ohun ne se Orange Sea Consult impede for nya agro ne de adwuma me se bomode aso be ba Ablekuma 0.5 anya yira kwa de ba bi a wo bia se o madi na wo kaso a wo de bra Ablekuma unya do Ablekuma se ka ni si wo keva chom se busa se omo nche manyaka wo fo manyaka na chom se ubesi 0.5 ubesi 0.5 ye o Methodist for asori dan nche hope Methodist for asori dan nche hope se bia wo frɛ number no na se ma mesrew e bia na number no so e busy koso asa wo be frɛ na se mpo se bia won san kan na pesa wo ba e ho na me kyerɛw no wo ba registration a wo be ye registration per and obey registration police report and medicals and no penny ade obey na ye de watu kwan wudu a na yen sika na won why de watu aman number is 0245 26 11 and a 25 0245 26 11 25 0245 26 11 and a 25 0245 26 11 25 and 0556 52 11 and 27 sorry 47 0556 52 11 and 47 0556 52 11 47 0556 52 11 47 0556 52 11 47 and 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 75 obi tie me sabre onya yo betu kwan enso ni passport me pa cha ye ho ye nya passport na mom ese ne passport ho nsensam akoye dedende obi wo wa o start ne passport process bosume be insia ni 6 months ye mfre no kra se omra manya de o metwa picture saa we nyina nti na Orange Sea Consult mpanifo ede niema egu akwan ma se wo ba se ebi a wo pese obi nya o passport ma wa ye nya bi bat ye be ma obi wo passport officer obeya o passport ma acha 2 weeks nsa beka enti se bi a wani abre na pese wo tukwan ko ade a mesrew entwentwen wo na asekura entwentwen wo na ase because saa na wo ya Australia de na edi kan no a wo ko next month end no eya ma wo ba ya ye ka che wa wo down ho ko we ebi asambe me se Poland fo no omo ko April ending omo ko April ya ye nkrosi registration wo betimi aba wo ba na se op Poland no wa kire se bi Australia no so na op no wa kire ye fa by force ye do she ha se kokko ye adwuma ha ebi a wo your buy se by force kona ko ye construction no wo bra na be kire adwuma na wo ye be kire wo construction warehouse and a factory wo kire se aha na me pesa me she because Orange Sea Consult mpanifo ye mfa obi ntu kwan a ye mfa ne se ehun bad report bi abada enu ti na me chew se eya kwantusem na se mpo obi aju sikedi da mesrew emane nya wadwen se travel and tour for bia de sa na omote da bi Orange Sea Consult mpanifo enye sa na omote but se wan so anhwa ebi ane mekan unyinni se wa wo be so hwa na obon se sa na ne abrantie betena akrai from okay na enokre papa mame ene ya woda o ene ya wo ya me ne o ka se ene ya woda Nyankopon na yi mi somafo se me mekasa nkyere wo enti bomodea ema ade we empa ho na enkogira baabi enka se mi hu yanka hu no ekunipa sika kwampo sabi se sika wo ho a esa yale yare bebre wo ewo nipa ho a me se wotimi nye sika ni nyina beko obi tiem se abrehwe or per just 1000 Ghana for their start business enso boafo ne hwan when you need na Orange Sea Consult mpanifo se bra ne register wo de bra ne register just registration police report and medicals and open abeye ne fa hu tu kwan na kokoye adwuma na wo de na 2 years contract eso na pese u renew na ye be am se bi eso so na wo pese u free ho afan eno de ejina wo so but a 2 years contract it is a be a 2 years ne pe and na pese won koye adwuma Australia na fa sika ne bra Ghana emebie adwuma bi wa ha me pacho bra ya be mo akọ na akọkọ ya adwuma Orange Sea Consult me pacho tie ni ye no ye nje wakatua adanti na odi obi tu kwan enu ti na ma ye ka se ye mpanifo ne de offer bi aba eye mantam because hwe ye bibia da fom boko ye de tu kwan atie ni ye enye ne ye wakatua o one of salary be ba wonsem ansa na wa send ye dia ye den ama yen enye ne se bia ye de tu kwan na 2 years contract no every month bia ye share wo me 50% dabi enye sa na ye de ne tie se uko bi ho no no course terms and conditions am pacho Orange Sea Consult ye de ente sa ye de ne nye se ye de uko 2 years ni nyina monthly salary ye wom 30% and 50% dabi ye de ne se wo kwa ye sika na da ho no buy na ye be mo hu ena e wo form nso udu a no why de was start tua ene se obi wo ho mpeka enti se wo ahwe na se 3 months na 2 months na de betua ye ka ye de ye beje months na aka ni nyina ye wo na wo ye adwuma ju sika ede na ede sei eden na ede se wo train na offer we inside asampa ho bomodi ansa obeba ablik ma 0.5 number 0245 26 11 25 0245 26 11 25 0245 26 11 25 and I said 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 75 0592 93 23 75 and I say 0556 52 1147 0556 52 1147 0556 52 1147 0556 52 1147 0556 52 1147 me pacho so frɛ na se bia yamfa ana se bia obi wa homa no so amesrɛ san frɛ biem e ma ne nyɛ se e bia ye number ne de ofrɛ ma sa na bi mu hɔ mo frɛ mo ka but sometimes obi wɔ hɔ a omutimi frɛ anadwo ne de se wo se ya na ya po afri office enti se bia ofrɛ anadwo ne yamfa amesrɛ e ma ne nyɛ wadwen se bia ya na yɛnyɛ de yɛmfa okɔ de bi ya pon afri office na mom se ɛyɛ Monday to Friday a yɛ working hours no ɛyɛ anopa 7:30 to anwumre 4 enti within that time na bomodi aso beba ne yɛn register just registration police report and a medical forms and no pet na beye ni yemfa wontu kwan bra se bia wa na pet Australia na say Poland na bra na beche ni yemfa wonko memre na so ntimi number ne tudwa na mako number ne 0245 261125 0245 261125 and I say 0556 5211 and a 47 0556 5211 and a 47. Madam, I said, one family and to
100.5 Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta. Mr. Ofori-Atta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori-Atta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori-Atta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori-Atta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori-Atta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Ofori-Atta, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Ofori-Atta's lawyers' gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, and this is important, The OSP insisted that Mr. Ofori-Atta's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Ofori-Atta's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Ofori-Atta to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Ofori-Atta that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by a communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Ofori-Atta's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Ofori-Atta purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Ofori-Atta had been seen and evaluated, and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments. On account of this purported medical letter, Mr. Ofori-Atta's lawyers prayed that the attendance in person of Mr. Ofori-Atta at the OSP should be fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta. Mr. Ofori-Atta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori-Atta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori-Atta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori-Atta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori-Atta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness
to go into forest reserves. I think that those trees, some of them 700 years old, some of them older than Ghana, older than our ancestors, are more important than the gold that lie underneath them. And the point is, if we cut all the trees, we will be leaving a barren land to our children and grandchildren. We don't want the forest zone to become the savannah zone. We must protect those trees and rebuild those forest reserves. So we would stop the mining in forest reserves.
100.5 Accra FM.
Problem of compliance. We have all the laws. We have everything. It's the enforcement that is the problem. And the enforcement is a problem because those who should be enforcing it are part of the problem. Today, DCs and ministers all have small-scale concessions, and I indulge in kind of say. And that's why I said, any person who serves in my government, if you want to be a small-scale gold miner, go and be a small-scale gold miner. If you're a DCE, be a small-scale gold miner. Don't take public office under my administration. And so we're not going to
for me sama makwa babiem Accra 100.5 FM Suni Citizen Show bre and edru free samre ya kwapi se no nsia bebo yen nyina da yen kamom na yen sum o my Ghana ene wiade na yakoso baby a wo baby a wonam baby a wotie baby a wahedwa e wono mo tisei Area mi did na nama ejako abosom kese na nakwabna bobi ansa na empress ba ko pe Area mi fast dama next Kwame Kwachi executive producer Citizen Show Eugene Badmada Room and Tea and I stream live our Facebook Accra 100.5 FM say the adia china wutie Citizen Show Johnny on Facebook na chese wunya ya wo fie so awutimi hwe ye e wo CTV so wo fie awutimi hwe Citizen Show e wo Ghana's #1 television station CTV so is a CTV so efe CTV so no Baby o ho me say first na no pa me hwe morning show no me so na me ko hwe morning show a ladies ni baby o ho girls ni baby a enya de o mo kan bi anti na me ko hwe wo mo o mo de bi o ma dress ye so ho baby and na remi well this why me here ba ha me na me ko hwe GH1 first na me hwe GH1 na e dressing as e wa dressing tia se anopa me ko hwe bella ho na ye ni dressing tia etu su bebe hwe CTV ho aha de ye cancer na hwe dressing so ka ho Ghana gas ya ma say TV so afa me pacho wa join me Facebook na eya share na fama me esa say notification is say nkosa wo join me Facebook a share esa say na nsam wo ho ene videos wo ho Facebook na ya radio ni Facebook na ya show video na say ya di CTV abeka ho videos e wo ho Udru presidency ama biemu sa baby abefa bi obi eti Accra 100.5 FM drivers ni na biem taxi drivers biem truck drivers biem radio kwahia Paraku estate ni maami anti Mercy biem radio kwahia me papa Jesus ahofe wonam baby a wa biem otifi abahu se TV ni kakraka wa bia TV no wo twa sende me was my beautiful daughter Asafu Kasie Steve Engineer Kwesi Apia. The TV news should drive the BM. Woman's and Baba tells us my beautiful daughter. That's my beautiful daughter. Me Facebook page, you know. Me pacho mon shana mon fama me. Ibrahim Musa. Wale of Ibrahim Uyadio, Wale too, so a dinner was it where is BOT? BOT day, why? Musa Abatu and Sujinamu a yay. Shama ba Edina Benya Sikadro Kitanto, Quadro Crew. Uyadio, Detato. Honorable Sam George Sanchez. I data no one telcos ni beshia. Amu be review. Telcos na de bia no mo ye. First no na me wo be bia na me to just for you. I just for you no one day no. Na I say 5 CDs 50 pesos I say. No mama 5 gig. Hey, ave de me hu ya no so ma twam. De mu ya so ma tutum say boom 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 boom. Niga ejina mu awie Godfred Dak Lomote Ben Buafu nie Alhaji Abusu wonie Me ba cho mo mra na me ma mo shout out na me nchia mo aya mo fast da ma CEO ate on hini KKD ono na yesi ama citizen show that's so live e wo CTV so election yi mu pa se de na adwuma e koso na nka CTV ye dem bata ye ni nyina ye enti eya abompa ye ma chief KKD kwabena na mame kwabena na mame kwabena bobi ansa Ghana for so amafiwo Emire ni hwano mo enre nsama hwiegu Ghana na ne doso enre say me ti say attorney general class wono nso be ye press afofara be say just relax mo twai aya san sam no we ba Lizzy baby wasi awie wo gina mu wasi gomu ada rampon Matie Floss Jinamu awie Muhammad Maba ensu ejinamu awie Ofori Delali susu wonie Nene Kolese wonie Yvonne Andosu wonie Daniel Adesu wojinamu Emmanuel Tay Akama David Semeko Gwadwin Amevo Haruna Bano corruption suwanie Yabua George suwanie Wiseman Castro suwanie Albert Agbodo suwanie Richard Akwa suwajinamu awie Daniel Domina suwanie Ni kometete suwanie Babs Zozi suwanie Enya ize se na obeto data o eto se minyam ho mre pa odene hu awa hini Dennis suwanie Abraphobia so gyina mu awie Thomas Nsia so gyina mu awie Auntie Vivian mi sister so se wonnie then kick geve so wonnie Malik Mumun so gyina mu Egini de du baby na tefa so amofan cha me wate Richard Kofi Antwi Bumadi Peter Haruna Mole Amo Felix Siwonie Afa yenkwai yenya Juma Joe Topman Kafi Bright Jinem George Henry Jinem George, who dear Coswa, I take it on so Coswana set you, Ubenya CTV enche. Every Saturday, I say thanks to the finest journalist KKD. Gantura Yaba B Suanie, Nana K Pabi and Sunie. Keep on searching, keep on searching. Ah, CTV, oh, dear, Dumina Sasso. Hey, say fast, no. Sanamu was suit to good damn. Let the one more time. If you are a dear, if you are a man and wife, papa. Now no many coming no more. Nami brave with us who pursue tato. We NGG and shoot the people so. Was it your bed crowd? It tossed you to the shoe. Every Saturday, January. Patrick Amuajana. Anybody who was so serious, aha, anybody who was so dressed foul. Wouldn't baby, I'll be shower very for 8 minutes, my Monday to Friday. There be a family who there be a midget. Sikano Bedio, what is the catch? Ah, what is the catch? Who be a who flew Bansaka I was so poor, so song, song. 10 be a baby who be a no anymore benyam. 10 be a baby who be a no affair. Swan, what appearance? Aha, they were one cassa present to more. They were what piano, who are pleasing for. And yes, I would dress it, and as I would dress it because of, but one cassa always know. I was so looking presentable. I was so looking attractive. Swan, I was so serious, one half farm. Answer say kwablan level assistant mu say kwablan say suit shoe a shoe so ho and your perfume so kwablan so to anu ni perfume e fa ho kra e bitimi bowura wo utwa mu kwablan chan ya ni perfume no kra na ho mframa fa ho a wonam kra timi bisa say perfume be na use answer ni pa do ho say o ma levels ne sesa so ho 2025 hwe first in Ghana hanum who obia no obia ni mu asesa obia ni mu abosa but who ni say asade so akasie bia Ghana for so unamwa who say asa na ye so ade soa na bibi yire ye ade so akasie bi pa so Ghana for especially class media group kura no na obefia no hu say asade so akasie because class media group change of government am mad e bia me kasa me na ma say enkadwa we 2020 am na to kwanta mapai say unam Ghana na sa wukodwa so a ye ntete niam bo so o but ohwe market edwadifo no mgo no nyina da na obi amu da sesa obi anim asesa obi look fresh obi ahunu say change na aba no ene mapa beba entinya say President John Mahama waye bibia huhuhu bia ne 30 days no say wan kasa wudi gun say eni so na say wo we a uhunu say emu ye say de wo frase na ye enti wonnam a yente niam abo so onnam a say after Xmas punk ye di bronya awie na nkrofo aye hot enkrofo ani abre nkrofo atimi ye hot wo sorry enso aje obedware nso nyunu omo mo dware nso hye nyina after Xmas no obi a make sure so obedware nso nyunu because temperature no aye high but after 7 December ye new year 2025 mu no yentu nkrofo salary mu base pay na anu ya na yete say education ministers no every asia one more deliberate on it Omni Trade Union Congress Asia and various labor unions leadership in Asia. But Ushia Ghana near Jumaya near. Ohun sa adesua afri Ghana ni so. Adesua pa no afri Ghana ni so. Obia mu da sesa. Obia nya gidie ene arehemu ewo ni mu se beye yie. Na chese de Ghana fo nyina ehunu ni se President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia ene MPP aban na eyadesua eso Ghana na Ghana fo ko mu bu. Enti wohwe first na nkade achia various embassies enipa abodompim nipa abunkama fa so no na this time around na akofom eniema sesa akofom kra eni da so bi abora Ghana eni da so sunku bi abora wo manimu ama enipa hunu say ebeye yie because as enipa nyagidie bi say President Mahama ye bi da Ghana ko crisis mu a na dum so crisis okoma of fixe ye ema ye free that chapter na ye wo mu no a ema productivity e call from no otimi de ye free mu crisis a Ghana ko mu under President Mahama 2012 to 2016 ya otimi e revive the economy Ghana system no ya that chapter ni ye close ye akwasa bano a wabedi president no Ghana fo nim say our links or connections or contacts obetimi ewura ha pie owura ha no mu pie a enema betimi asesa obetimi ayesa engagement way meetings way after meetings na obeye no after those engagement no enema betimi asesa enti wo hwa Ghana say ya mudu ne ye pa enema ye pa enema ye yenti bibia so yenti fees bua so new year kure ko school ye tua fees but the wa na Ghana fo edi yaw e complain e kasa no this time around ne entisa enka ye di bronya wi a this time wo hunu say enkrofo post to say ye share 2025 asi no ya tututu fiwe mu petroleum product ya tutu best 3 times but who post to a Ghana for will come after that person now they go after that person now yes I that post no o share comment section now almost say penisa eh o share comment section now commenter eba no say 500 comment ya emu be say 580 e kire say ai ye penisa ya even though exchange rate no yentimi stabilizing day in day out no kwanimu kakra pesos bi beto so no money ade but complaints na first no ekayedi esma say we can complain about exchange rate no Ghana for any time uposu a omo be yew omo no be koni butu de Ghana for kan say ye penisa because Ghana ni bia Mr. President Mahama enya ne budget na ye adwuma sesei former government budget ya finance minister last minute or the quarter parliament no 8 parliament ebebe ye no that budget na ye adwuma enti no after bese March April na finance minister Dr. Kesa to forcing ebe akoko present President Mahama budget no ehwo no mo ekono June, July, August, echo December no. E wana Ghana fo be frase. Ehun say change na omo vote for no. E make impact. E die sunsanso na dey ba. Die nipa kom 8 years afemu no Ghana fo abre. Enti Ghana fo nyina say ye hwe President Mahama. Wono akasa nim say oman na say. President Mahama tia at Ghana ha. President Mahama no at Ghana ha. Ya tisa President Mahama akwatena France wakwatena UK wakwatena Canada wakwatena USA 8 years the Ghana for witness experience no President Mahama eka ho bi wa witness bi onim de oman no essay ye edru ye ena o se Ghana for nya gidie ene arehemu ewonimu enti Ghana for hwe no that GDN no believe trust no confidence arehemu no Ghana for President Mahama. The last time I koto milo mi fie mebusua for doso enti hyanema na meto no say 70 cedis as say ademo kekase meto no say 22 Ghana cedis as say ekwa 22 cedis no kra che ekwa ya che enka ye di bro nya wi a wo be wo se ye to niema mu bumpa ye to niema mu sa but this time around no enti sa. This time around, yes, I near Kono. Entino said your President Mahama Ghana for free. I said, said your Ghana for Yan and Wabo Treno. Yanim say on disappointed Ghana for disappointment, dear, and can a bravo be. International Monetary Fund, before Finance Minister Dr. Kesa to forcing or prepare budget. At the Parliament, I could present it. And until IMF delegation. For any no ewon hyiamudi a wo mu edi ena muni muso say President Mahama manifesto waka 120 days the first 120 days there are some nuisance taxes abaka kira ye say obetwam obeyidi afiri ho and those taxes no nso no eye eniema programs policies new programs are Ken Oforiata representing here to International Monetary Fund. New taxes are what we introduce here, betting tax, e-levy, and emission tax. Nini na kahubi or presenting Sanyama when you now the International Monetary Fund. And sana that relief no one more grantee and say Timiaka. It's a change of government, Abba. Now also first 120 days, these are nuisance taxes. Ya eha Ghana for afen so existed once libi on mo so kwa na wo be ye ensisa wo mu dia na che say before Dr. Kesa to force finance minister or be prepare budget be wi a wo de be call parliament no aban we say yakọ humabosika wo be use no or be prepare be wi de be call parliament no ehia IMF engagement I was say IMF fuo wom. Because this year 2025 woman you know there be a me catch Ghana for say afi 2025 woman no ye call IMF ye call your debt restructuring program 2022 ye creditors one more ye de one more canon Ken Oforiata President Akufo Dr. Bawumia one more ye de one more canon one more pushy year 2025 ne be amateur ye start a year interest. So 2022, yentuya interest yakafo interest so principal money ni nyina yentuya bi. One more ye de one more kanu 2022 ye ko International Monetary Fund eko ka kire omo say ye nya junk economy. O minor jirega o minor say ye debt to GDP was around 104. Fiscal space bi ani baby ya. Enuti ye ko IMF no ya said ye kwaye ne binsi da say ye debt restructuring program one more ye do omo ka ye ntimi ntua de Ken Oforiata Dr. Bawumia economic management team headed by Dr. Bawumia then vice president finance minister Dr. Ernest Addison and ye mo present ye de ma IMF no na emission tax ewom e-levy ewom betting tax ewom and they say we prepare nasa wo de ekọ nasa this year 2025 no wo credit test na eka ni bi amateur ye wo se wo kotwi a na wo se wo ba betwa e-levy wo betwa betting tax mu emission tax nso wo ba betwam edi a e wo se wo ne amefuo hia na wo budget na wo prepare no wo kire wo mo se wo be dai ena watimi amiti wo target wo budget a wo se afi we se no revenue mobilization sika also do be bo man hu bra no ye benya bia free levy mu ye benya bia free betting tax mu ye benya bia free mission tax mu wo so ba be yidi free ho no that space na wo ba be create no wo be den wanya sika dia akwa wo be den wanya wa mobilize revenue sika na wo de awuram enti IMF World Bank for any finance minister or no team no economic management team no. Natural economic management said on also had a professor Jenano Pokwajiman or educationist. Who has over your economist and son one had the economic management team because President John Dramani Mahama had the bidder. Yanya junk economy. Yanya debt to GDP 104%. Yanya your friend say inflation and can do 54%. I enti enu kwa so be yes economist yanya economist a wa head economic management team a yanya junk economy and they say economic management team ya Professor Jenano Pokwadman head here finance minister fortunately ye governor Bank of Ghana one IMF World Bank delegations Asia air strategize air planning the way forward budget na mo de bana mo see these nuisance taxes mo yi dia free mo no wo yi free mo a space abedem revenue mobilization space abedem ento mo na ekwa kire kwan befa so a sa space na abedem no mbenya because this year nkoa no interest a year tua e wo ye loans ho interest ya year tua no 2025 nkoa no e ye 62 billion Ghana cedis per IMF report e ka da ho no no enye sika na nkasa ne yakwa akotua o e ka ya President Akufo-Addo ni na busuani kanoforiata 62 billion tina President John Dramani Mahama edi kanya kan say IMF no akanoforiata de Ghana coin Akufo-Addo edi Ghana coin ye hia renegotiation because this year no ya start etua interest low interest do omo ankyere ye baabi asika da ya kwa 62 billion Ghana cedis ne de akwa tua per IMF report no e kankoa President Akufo-Addo aban eja road contractors e kankoa no e 35 billion Ghana cedis light ni bonani kakra but your own per IMF report road contractors a car they say sectors mienu a we education no side ni free ho sectors mienu a aban President John Dramani Mahama ne NDC aban ebe hane pa road sector because contractors from kwa kankwa no 35 billion Ghana cedis energy sector President Mahama me ati say 3 billion Ghana cedis. It is all the best cedis mu a these two sectors no. Road sector contractors 35 billion. Na say wo hwe energy sector $3 billion wo kabo mu a na che say ho no monko an wo the best cedis mu a e be say 70 to 75 billion Ghana cedis. We say no ka. Sika no ye benya bi dia free levy me si ye twam. Emission tax si ye twam. Betting taxes ye twem enti wu twem a energy sector e ka $3 billion da ho no no hefa na akọ fesika e dia ba be wrem road contractors ye de wo mo ka 35 billion Ghana cedis no enti sa taxes na wu twem no wo benya sika wa hefa na ade akọ akohye. These are questions and him said Dr. Kesa Atuforsen wo answers at the IMF. Ya say ya de Ghana for de do munima no say de ya maame awo ne yesi enua no no wuntimi spell anka wontwere we nyina wonim energy sector honorable abugina po wono no we ranking member opposition time onima ka na da ho say energy sector say be kwa no ka 2.5 billion one mo buy during transition period one mo say close to $3 billion. Ejuti me kan kire say e levy utwa manya yie betting tax ono kwa da so mo so was 120 days enti Ghana for the atweyam ne yewo enti say what can we say nyina bom na afi we say afi 2025 yes akotua ye interest ye creditors e kanan kasa da ho e ho de awo 62 billion na bisa Ghana for say Ghana no e da ho no no enya sembo sa o enti munu a enu a special prosecutor e declare Ken Ofori-Atta fugitive what declare no wanted amonti ase no me light e ama wate ase. We are in this mess, in this crisis, because of Ken Ofori-Atta. And I know I can say, because of Nana Akufo-Addo. Ken Ofori-Atta, one more abusia ambition. Ya umudi si woman ni suntino. Ghana population over 33 million as so far. And we are parliament, mujina parliament when you bre say Ken Ofori-Atta yale. And me who say MP Bakoka say Ken Ofori-Atta is traumatized because of a no special prosecutor. Oh, just that, traumatized because he declared a fugitive, because he declared wanted. Ken Ofori-Atta, because of a car IMF core debt restructuring program, Ghana for do say and a woo. Ghana for do say na yamo omutuo omo wu under President Akufo-Addo. Ghana for do say and then stroke a good damn because of President Akufo-Addo, because of Ken Ofori-Atta, because of Dr. Bawumia. Ghana for do say na shiri woma busuya for because of President Akufo-Addo, Ken Ofori-Atta. Ghana for do say and a good damn because of Ken Ofori-Atta. And then today Ken Ofori-Atta to me catch Ghana for say he's out of jurisdiction indefinitely onim da wa beba. And now manugu so ameke after election na Akufo-Addo oni Ghana ha. After swearing in ya tete classes wo UK so wo hefa o te ho odwodwo ne ho oni na abusuafo oni Ghana ha. Omo ti baby adwodwo wo mo ho. And then omo di ni pam akọ hawmu akwa hu kiremu akwa hu yehia mu ba Ken Ofori-Atta de emoja na edre no woni vemu no eye special blood na enam ni muo enti yen treating is special yen treating Ken Ofori-Atta special. Sir President John Dramani Mahama abeto wo haw abeto wo ka eka na se free senior school for nkwara yetimi chennuane ma wo mudi e ma wo mo sardine table bia ho ye ma wo mo sardine tutu a adenti na Ken Ofori-Atta ne President Akufo-Addo entimi anye adenti na Dr. Bawumia entimi anye na aduane a spy enuane a sebe omu fie nkranaman omu ma wo mu ni se enuane no e na ne ye de ma school for nkwara di wo Ghana ha. Sir President John Mahama abeto ka 2025 loans so aya the interest ye kwakwo 62 billion Ghana cedis. Adenti na President Mahama nhwe we nyina na haja kwantu meka kro ye nuanom nkramofo waka kire wo mo se this year meka mo beko no sika mutua no 75,000 Ghana cedis mateso 13,000 Ghana cedis e dia be 62,000 Ghana cedis. Onumpa wabeto wo haw wabeto junk economy wabeto omanye abubuo omanye agirega omanye asai no owo tima owo sympathy edema wo manfo. Sir President Mahama say first year student amoko tertiary institutions ahodo say wo ko university wo ko training college wo ko nursing training technical university ba bia wo ko bia no ko Finance Minister present budget ya ye be refund usika wutua ye edi amawa adenti na do no eje ebosia no ono ka kire Ghana for say sika na bi ni ho de wo se obisa ho ne say sika pempem no aka no Ofori-Atta mo eje ye no e de no mu di sika na ye ya road contractors ye do mo ka 35 billion Ghana cedis. You also will be sound no we ye MPP ni we ye Ghana ni a be sound me kasa he enyansa for no mo MPP budi nyina 2024 omo to abama NDC enyansa for no so bebre o anto na abama NDC kra dia ene aba no wanto enyansa for no enyansafo no ene ebekọ gold yan kwakọ na bebre o hanu mu a aba no kwa ne ona kra nya dai ento wonto question e wo so obisa ho ne se sika pempem no a akoye kana destroy Ghana no enke ye no yase ye de ebosia no ye de yase hospitals regional hospitals no dada no yase foforo aka ho enke ye ni aka kira wo se Ghana kwan oh say Ghana eba no road infrastructure president under President Akufo-Addo no akwan a ya je no de ebi mada ne ya ka kira wo se eba no education sector dia the SC President Akufo-Addo no after all the borrowing excessive borrowing na ye witness ya wa Ghana hanom no na nka ye hunu se oman no atumpon akonanim but bi sa o hu se oman na akoye ka ya 3 years ni kan oforiata edu oman na wura kamu a okotena aborofo anim ka kire wo mo se China fo ye de mo ka ye nya bi Paris Club fo ye de mo ka ye nya bi ye nya entua emfa ma mo no bisa se sika no edie ba de na President Akufo-Addo aban edi sika no ye I was see bisa questions say enipa ya dwen reasonable human beings our Ghana ha ye misa these questions ni empe answers free senior high school don beto oye money ni above to heritage fund e de ato almost say sika no omo de be free senior school policy omo bomu kro no eno da ho but ye misa President former President Akufo-Addo Dr. Bawumia Kanoforiata any MPP abai say why are we in this mess Kanoforiata bobosia e de ato Ghana for we bi ho no mo a ye be start atua after 30 years e bi be mature 20 years 25 years 30 years aburo eni beyi enu sa kam no na Kanoforiata ne nananom ne manum egu abrochire no obi ani Ghana hawo ne ma ne nananom Akufo-Addo President Akufo-Addo former President Akufo-Addo mo fanchem oh na ne manum ne nananom no omugu abrochire but mimi ne wumi enu eti Ghana ha sei no bosia na wo mo buro ya na wo ma je edi sie no edi ye investment e wo abrochire no ye money ye nananom ne next generation omo na eba betua saka no na as a leader what do mind gina aka no na wotimi je bosia ema generation of 30 years omo betua wo ye nipa boni ni enu kwasa wo da wo fie but na me ne wo kasa no President Akufo-Addo so what UK oni Ghana ha Kanoforiata ye so USA eja yaresa asante bedi atuo ehye mana no chia wabonte se watwahwe ete abeneka so wode ayaresa le yire all African Games sika wo so wode nu aduane le yire ni Ghana ha anya otini kunu ho ehwe ni kunu omoji fum omoduane de free Ghana ha but mimi no mienu ordinary Ghanaian ye na ye bre ye na ye sofa adenti na wasa Ghana do some pempenso we I was saying Ghana no under President Akufo-Addo no Bawumia no Kanoforiata mo no and Ghana is a paradise and ka Ghana na ka South Africa because Euro bond that would ye $13 billion a dear na Euro bond on ye ye a dear bay Ghana for a dear nya ye free say Euro bond na every year year bi han oje $3 billion $2 billion 2018 oje $2 billion 2019 $3 billion now oje $3 billion no oje $2 billion just a year Kanoforiata ko international market ekoje $3 billion no enkrofo 8 years kura ne nuru sa obi aban 8 years na enuru sa oje Euro bond $3 billion no before oje Euro bond afi we $3 billion na wasanso akwaji cocoa syndicated loan $1.5 billion no de aka ho the foreign year no akwaji $2 billion no akwaji cocoa loan $1.3 billion no de aka ho the following year no asakwa akwaji 3 billion no asakwa akwaji enti wo ka bomu a euro bond bubriya ko syndicated loan bubriya but Ghana ni asema ye bisa ne se sika bebrebe no edi ade ene ede ye wo Ghana ha every year presidency no almost a sarcastic for every year no almost a sarcastic for our presidency. The last time we be catch me say we co presidency one more Kasia just a ya package dia good baby 2022 2023 2021 every the omo be every one come de kwa so omo de nyina akwa dia ani beba ho after so omo lusu ye no before election mu a one more chance who said the best betimi asi no Kasia what presidency no do be wie nyina omo wie akọ kakra aka ho no every year no mu import cars for fraud ba no mu team omu live that big life flashy lifestyle no wo Ghana ha na wo pia no abeka kire wo say ha sika ni ho we are in crisis inti Ghana fo enya botre Ghana fo enya botre e ma ban no Ghana fo enya botre na President Akufo-Addo Ken Ofori-Atta Dr. Bawumia me kai President Akufo-Addo the last time o deliver as 8th parliament say December mo aseden state of the nation's address no ka kire Ghana for say economy no e robust economy no ejina na so economy no ye na Akufo-Addo economy no ye and 3 solid years we creditors went to 1 cedi we pia ka e dia ma predecessor eka ene we pia e dia ma predecessor me say ke benya na nka Rollins star no military regime no enke anya bi na nka sa amena na omo so ma spend $58 million no omo mu spearhead ye no anado ne de omo akogina ho na de beye omo ne ya je wo mo yes sa star no ke benya na nka bi esi amena na mu $58 million amena na wo ma tuo no because amena na ye fa nya hwe na nka do mo agum ne akata wo mo so wo sa amena nim Africa na do baby as a democracy kra amwa ye as a democracy amwa Ghana democracy nti abro krono de obi age oman ade so na aduri ya obi awini atake over wode hawo ni amane na ato ode ka na ato no so a oda wona no na ono no ne kuro no obebo wabo awie do ode na busu abenya wanya awie no akwakwatena ase no wada anugu so ameka say you can palampala no wa me se wa meminu nuo wadidi wada wa ba na num emfa no ho because before ne ten obe end no okoye interview ka kire Ghana for say ono no okofia okotena ayi ni kuro mu akwadwe ne ho because enu 10 years no na bia won chance no woko and Ghana for a President John Dramani Mahama said baby a Ken Ofori-Atta will be no about facing prosecution baby a Ken Egypt former president Akwan who host ni Mubarak one day be on me cite example me hu pa no ati ambulance mu ni ade na ekọ no ade prison ni ade na ekọ na oti ayi hwiche mu ni ade na ekọ owuye e wo se omo a wo madi wo man ni nya di wo man na bro no e wo se o man ni wo mu die because untimi meji wo man o chehini nana wo busuafo wan kasa wo busuafo hwe boni a wo madi Ghana hwe boni ya wo madi Ghana adehye. And then I keep on saying, say, Oko Eastina, Ashanti region crowd, you bet me, I can say, Asante in the crowd will be free mensia, and a sabi, obedi Saman Bofu Samno Krana, who Ashanti region, Asante in the Sanadia. But go to Eastern region, land demarcation, almost a Tokromu baby, Kwanasu baby, and a Womoshe. Tokromu baby, oh, South Tokromu Hanono Moshano, almost say they are the rightful owners of Ghana. Ain't no opportunity now, woman. By the time they are done with Ghana, no, naturally say Ghana dear, and your own property. Ain't under President Akufo-Addo no, yes, say, Birmingham, and him fear woman see, ewo ewo Eastern region ho anya asem ketwa chebi ye si UK no London no almost bi wo chebi enti se what na Ghana hanom na se wo defend Kanoforiata ne President Akufo-Addo abanya me say communicators ne de ya na I don't blame them because directly no oma benefit pa enya asem ketwa omo yesikafo yadefo so omo dwuma mawieye enra lady bakuyom communicators ibako atwaniti me hu say social media all can say na Akufo-Addo kura fira ban mu no ne ho ya fe no the last one hu na nado ne color ne ho ya no ba ye fe because wa mre enu abenya sika abenya asase de na wafa wa benya asase de na wafa se de nipa bre ebobra epesika no no wa mbre bi ena onya sika eya asase de na obae na obebe faaye enu a me wo ho na me si me redi ajapade party baby na President Mahama ne special prosecutor ne attorney general ni amu ye se ensisa ama judiciary mu a eye kenken kwa enkonkosi aga kwame mame me kwakobo honorable Rickett Kwaku Hagan video we say somewhere 2023 and our class as in parliament e kwanya na Kanoforiata nam so a obobosia te de na adwene ni fie bobosia ode o man ne bromosia sa honorable Kwaku Rickett.
I want to talk about today, Mr. Speaker, is to do with our debt. Ghana is being swallowed with debt, excessive debt, astronomical debt, Mr. Speaker, and we are not paying. We have unilaterally stopped paying our external debt. At the end of 2002, debt to GDP was over 100%, 102. Today, we are being told that our debt is nearly 600 billion. But, Mr. Speaker, the external component of our debt is not being paid by this government. We haven't paid our external debt since December. And we are saying we have turned the corner. Which corner? You are not paying your debt and you said you've turned the corner. Mr. Speaker, this budget is not only empty, it's not only uninspiring, it is actually a dysfunctional and a distorted budget. Because the moment you put in your external debt, the servicing of your external debt here, everything in this budget changes. Your deficit will change because you will have to add about 40 billion of external debt servicing to it. Therefore, your deficit will be almost 100 billion. Your space, fiscal space will change, your growth will change, your inflation will change, your interest rate will change. Mr. Speaker, this is basically an economic garbage, this budget. It does not inspire anyone. There is nothing in here, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me tell you the external debt that we are not paying. Mr. Speaker, we owe the Chinese 1.9 billion, which we are not paying. We owe the Paris Club 2 billion, which we are not paying. We owe the Paris Club 3.8 billion, which we are not paying. Mr. Speaker, we owe Templeton 2.5 billion, which we are not paying. Mr. Speaker, with multilateral debt, we owe 8.8. Ghana is not the highest when it comes to multilateral debt in Africa. We owe the most, 8.8 billion, and we are not paying. Mr. Speaker, Eurobond, which my friend mentioned, we owe Eurobond 14.9 billion, which we are not paying. The Eurobond that is due now, due in August, we haven't paid it. Mr. Speaker, we have done 17 Eurobonds tranches in this country since we started doing Eurobond in President Kufuor's time. Mr. Speaker, from President Kufuor to President Mills to President Mahama, 16 years, we did 4 billion Eurobond. That's 4 of them. Mr. Speaker, under this government, we have done 12 tranches of Eurobond. 12! In 7 years. We did 4 in 16 years. Mr. Speaker, to a tune of $11 billion. This is how much we owe, and we are not paying. Mr. Speaker, let me give you a picture here. And what they've done, Mr. Speaker, this government intentionally did certain bonds with the intention of never paying. And let me tell you why. Mr. Speaker, Eurobonds are usually done for a period of 10 to 15 years. That's why the Eurobond done on the Kufuor was done for 10 years, 750. NDC made provision for that bond to be paid. We paid 250 before we left office. The remaining 500, we have put money in the sinking fund to pay, which they used in paying this. The one that is due, they haven't paid. Mr. Speaker, they did Eurobond in 2018. May 2018. That Eurobond is supposed to basically expire in 2048. For 30 years. Instead of the 10, 15 years. Mr. Speaker, this is all the Eurobonds we've done in this country. 17. Mr. Speaker, in 2019, they did another Eurobond in some tranches for 31 years. Mr. Speaker, in 2020, one of the tranches of Eurobond that we did matures in 2061. Mr. Speaker, that's for 41 years. Mr. Speaker, in 2021, they did a Eurobond in March 2021, which is supposed to mature in 2041. That's 20 years. Mr. Speaker, they know they won't be around to pay this. And that is the reason why they've started not actually paying. Mr. Speaker, this is the situation that we are in. We have been swallowed by debt. Swallowed by debt, yet we are not paying. Yet they have written a budget here. They say they've turned the corner. But at the same time, they say they are not out of the woods yet. Mr. Speaker, if you turn the corner in the woods, you are lost. That's what this budget is. This government is completely lost. They are incompetent, their performance is abysmal, and they won't listen. They have brought all of us here to this budget. Mr. Speaker, if this were to be a handing over note to the NDC, this is a very poor handing over note. This is the legacy of this government. This is what they are leaving behind. Mr. Speaker, you ask them what they use the money for.
Yenje and 15 years, but under President Ekufuado, Ken Ofori-Atta, Dr. Bawumia, Eurobond that one started year from 2018, 30 years, 31 years, 30 years, 31 years. This is the case. A special prosecutor, I declare will be fugitive. I declare will be wanted. And not add the change, you know. MPP for one more dear, young creating a young loot na yen share. Bonia Ken Ofori-Atta dear. A dear good 30 years in Chirimaso. A dear good 35 years in Chirimaso. Almost TV ni radio so. A defend because under that administration, you know, yesika for the for akwa where and network quarter radio station TV station be said $58 million now. Yeah, spend it our national cathedral is worth it. Monto aba manyansani enye obi ade e chewa quarter radio net TV so akokan kwase asem e na wo so to aba ma no kwase akwa. And not the no, the audacity. Say or 2 defending $58 million. Ya dear to sink hole. National Cathedral or justify say it worth it. Sa amna no, sa nkwase adwuma no, taxpayers money, loan na ya je, e de agu Ghana for so no. Ya spending $58 million. Ya declare Ken Ofori-Atta wanted no, was say it's worth it. See you best say $58 million. Taxpayers money, e de to amna. Na paye tontom, na wen krofo. Or a member of parliament here, or representing Crawford, Eastern region, or Nimunyansa, Monkantra and Samina Nama. So we are member of parliament, we are Penimu or Ghana ha, Nasa Wutimi na radio station, Nasa Wutimi justify $58 million a year to Amana. Yan just share blocks, yan sit down do lentil, yan she now would justify ya, Unimunyansa, what lack common sense. Unimunyansa. Because unimunyansa pass we a leader. We a honorable member. We be one obe pagana for chel. Say ya bang e disappoint mu enti pamu chel. Unimunyansa sa we a member of parliament. Wo kasa obe pagana for chel. On shagana for bufu. Was some cano de ago biso or quadru America. Where ya de fum, where ya de fum, where ya de fum. Won't to me catch that back to the TV so I catch that gun for say, yeah, MPP. Ya Macantoment in La Bonnie, I say Europe. Because Obahan Moso dear, or Mama has why I say Europe. The last time Miss Mumid a video be our social media TikToker. Apartment at 12 to a cantonment muho, meta drive fa ho. Na enkrofo kasa Samira ba omiadia. Emura Nima. No more kasa yene dia. But any penny munyan to obe defende. Obe defende. Gift you a worry, GF board be a so that's so, and no more declares I'm about a appointment for some barber to above flu. Because on also to London, on yes, only Ghana. After say MPP Elusuyano, only Ghana, taxpayers money, Chronona Wama Bono, but Nyankopoma Bua, lack any side, change of government aba. Nene me can de be a mekana me council say, President Mahama, Ghana for say, a new man a Dawson. Schools you cry community day schools I was starting ye. Baby I can room completely. Hospitals baby I was starting ye. Baby I can room completely. A quiny baby or the south so where would in the south so where would in the south so where and in the south so Edia cut 35 billion Ghana cedis. Edia to the predecessor home. A quany President Mahama mobilize a fund. Kakrabia bet me be a ye. The Ghana for sure quany said prosecute wamu. Those looters, those criminals, those armed robbers, akron no prosecute woman. The Ghana for a share kwan ya bibia. Ya bro. Ya bre. Ken Ofori-Atta 2022 from 2021 urban. Sa bre na okọ Eurobond market akwa akọ loan na wa nya bi no. Because they are not already omadi card no. No ma cheni nyina amanasa. Ewo wo mu fie hyehyehye o ma ye receive do mba wia so de akọ mo de akọ 2022 Ghana ni ba sorry na wo kodwam a otimi twa no ho wo market saa asa na ade ayira because exchange rate shoot to akosoro ama na ntwi na mo ani ato 1 kilo kra say 18-15 Ghana cedis na kwa akodu 30 na kwa akodu 35 na kwa akodu 45 goat meat ya turn say 25 na Ghana need me kodwam sika 1000 Ghana cedis na wo di kodwam a enema wo de ton wo hia say sika no times 2 ansa na watimi ato saa ne ma no because ade ya turn 10 cedis no edu 25 Ghana cedis more na exchange rate na e kosoro no na enema bo e yedi because of Ken Ofori-Atta bosia na wo bo anu onfa dwen ento ho na wokwaje bosia enipa oba mamuo oba so oba be ji oman oba be siesie oman no before be kwa kwaje bosia no say road infrastructure no odi rem tobu to ye adwuma e benya sika di afiri ho said the President Mahama kwaje bosia e de be ye MPS tema habono mo na eniema ba kwafo ye transit ye yi containers ye yi cars ye no ne ye nyesika ne di twia sa loan ka onyansafo President John Mahama ekwaji loan em se Turkey facility e de be ye terminal 3 no na terminal 3 no wanya will amfa mama Malodina wanya will amfa mane ma politician obe fabi contractor ebe fabi nemo no odwene wo man no ho eye terminal 3 no sika ye be mobilize from terminal 3 no loan na ye di tua mo ba ya na mo say privatization mo ba ya na terminal 3 President Mahama ye mabusuafo anti beki ba e wo shares ayi wo ha wo ye adwuma wo asanti be di atu yiri wo ho no ma wo ra ni bibi wo ho gabi wo kire da akwa part ono so ra ni bibi wo ho abusuafo na cheche e wo ho na MPP ni ejina terminal 3 no kan kwase asem sika ye de ye terminal 3 no etimi ye 10 oh eye 100 fa ye ba ko de amagana ye pene saa airport land e da ho no no instead say President Akufo-Addo mo ebe hunu nyansa say President Mahama aye terminal 3 dia part way domestic yenyan fama Ghana no eno me Magdan ekobo mu e dia asase ma Magdan say Magdan enra ni domestic en wo ye Magdan hyase omo shares nko a omo ne Magdan omo shares nko a onyansa ni dwene wo ma no ho first because I don't think say President Mahama ebe catch la Ghana for say ni Ibrahim Mahama de osika pa nyame ehira ne pa enti say my terminal 3 dia Ghana for mo die nie but this land here the hide me de Ibrahim Mahama onu ko Ibrahim Mahama on pabo dia kaka on try onye ena ye nim say onyansa ni President Mahama no onye terminal 3 nwie enche party bi emfa ma ne ma ni nuanom some kwatena honom na mo nra ne sa business we wo ho but under President Akufo-Addo ye huye na Nyankopon aboa enipa ni abie enipa ni ate ya ma President Mahama 57% parliament seat bebrebe we ya ya sire ni wonyam say ya President Mahama na kenofori ataka kire Ghana for say wa crown Abu Julius Debra the lawyers are track akoma special prosecutors wo yale onim dan ho beto no beba Ghana na omo a wudi wo mani mo mu wo Ghana kan for rata wo chia wo mo enkrofo papa no mo wu no chia wo mo enkrofo mama no mo wo mo chia wo mo pensioners say because of wunti no omo gina wiaso ebinum ti hwi chema na yatuam no wo chia wo mo awiaso pensioners eti wo si adu to hwi chemu na adu gina court a wo ti wo mo wo be court enye court kwane ye pe ene mehu say yesi ayi former GFA boss kwasi nyanta case no o ma withdraw because prosecutors ain't me provide ayi anas areme ya anas into o ma withdraw eno de da ho eno de course of parliament MPP for eno de madani preachers evangelism eno de MPP for afenyo markets mugu parliament no mo ye because ama hunu se ne eba wo mo so no o mu ntimi ngina no ene de evangelism no mo parliament o mu yo nyamesam no mo ka we ya no mu quote Bible ma Bible verses here because omo hunu say boni a omo di Ghana no boni Akufo-Addo ne ministers mo di Ghana no de ba wo mo so mo ntimi ngina no enu a ono abo abugina po no parliament kwa ma me video no ma me abugina po video enu asem okaye na President Mahama na mukura lusu yotena Ghana ha Airbus special prosecutors were investigating wo dwane ye wan dwane no ot Ghana ha ya wo dwane wo beba baby abedwane obekobia wo beba President Akufo-Addo ni yentimi prosecute no a mo amoka ho de President Mahama be prosecute mo wo be dwane but wo be ba gift you aware wo be ba sesika no wo masters adwuma na wo ye enti se wuntimi nkyira wo masters dia wo kwa akodem e na wo so kura no wo na wo da no national service yesu di bit of football club ayiri se pampe no wako no woba sa to mo wo opposition wo atwaniti wo de nsa fam oba ban mu a ohunu yese yetimi di ghost names 81000 edugu national service for payroll so pe enro free ase share we ga bodin ai wo ya no aka cho se wa bobra ne wo ya on be ka cho so ma bobra se si ya ma bobra fo abobra na no mehu se Sam George so ono so de akwa attorney general so advice wo mo eslo so contract ahodo a was signing ye de on be ye me se omo na o omo na ne ya ma omo so enda Ghana ha omo na ne na so pa de omo na so Ghana ha.
Mr. Speaker, you are a leader and you should know that when something is public record, especially in this house, we do not tender any evidence. Professor Mike Okwe, then Speaker, made a ruling on the matter in this chamber. You were seated here. Professor Mike Okwe wrote to the CID in respect of this matter. And so what other evidence do you want me to tender when it's captured in the Hansard? Anything captured in the Hansard, you don't tender any evidence. Mr. Speaker, I am saying that on that fateful day, Mr. Speaker, on that fateful day, when my house was raided by AK-47 wielding national security operatives, when they banged on my door, creating fear and panic, sending my 6-year-old child into a state of hysteria, into a state of fear. We had members here. They never commented on it. And I commend Professor Michael Okwe on that day when he stood up and ruled that what they were doing was wrong. Mr. Speaker, they took my phone, they took my laptops, and took it to the United Kingdom to investigate me. Today, a very simple matter. You are scared of it. Mr. Speaker, let me explain something. The OSC has declared Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta as a fugitive. As a fugitive. Mr. Speaker, in our local language, fugitive, in our local language, it means that Wadenwa Kamura. Or, to put it simply, Wajibam. Or in the Hausa language, Otilo. Or to put it the more simpler way, Yagudu. It's as simple as that, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, we should not be afraid of accountability. As public officials, when they took my laptop, it got to a point they couldn't even open the iPhone. I told them I was willing to come and use my fingerprint. It was then and there that they told me that the phones had been taken to the United Kingdom. I had to give them the password. Eventually, the very America that I was accused of, a minister was dismissed because it came here padded by almost $800 million. Mr. Speaker, on this auspicious day, on this day of reckoning, on this day of accountability, the only thing I can say is that we wish the man in white,
5 minutes.
The best of luck. You can't do this to me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are a leader. And you should know that when something is public record, especially in this house, we do not tender any evidence. Professor Mike Okwe, then Speaker, made a ruling on the matter in this chamber. You were seated here.
Oh no, I'm a opposition. You have a phones, a laptop. Now I am ready. He was willing. Say password the be and obey the amawom. Because now only do this year. I'm a fan a phone and a laptop and the collaboration so mo could be. So I'm going to do a motion. I married you. Omunya and Kwamucho ready fee. Master G way. Ken Oforiatta because what to say OSP hwehwe and then almost say special prosecutor hwehwe no almost say oral for represent report Edema President Mahama and Yama almost shortlist no Ken Oforiatta who boom no e ho no say pa yen creative bibi magana for and I ready Ken Oforiatta fie why na ejimi wa Ghana ha say you ba ready Ken Oforiatta who go ready ni fie dey na akwakofa Ken Oforiatta fie on dollars and pempen why na catch us what to be sala boni ya janshi so be na efa egodi antimu ni wa chei why na catch us say fie no odisika hye anasa wa kwato document bi honom enu enti no say mugina parliament amoti atiemu say why na lead ye no why President Mahama na be sanhye say enko ready Ken e dey na akwakope ho enu Stephen Amua okasae stika they say me so ma dane ayi Reverend fathers, bishop, professors, prophet for evangelism no mo parliament o mo kokoye because here to omo bra omo ho ase wo parliament pa afei afena mark si gina o ka kire Ghana for say we are one family
emphatically clear that Ken Oforiatta hasn't run away. Mr. Speaker, I would like to advise this August House that I think our actions and omissions over the years have actually defined us, and we have given the public, the external stakeholders, to always see us in different lenses. And it is time we put an end to what we are doing to each other. Mr. Speaker, some of the descriptions they're giving, some even went to the extent of saying that the economy that he left, in fact, I cannot repeat those evil words they use in-house. Mr. Speaker, 2016, the economic Ken Oforiatta inherited was growing at 3.4%. Mr. Speaker, the inflationary rate was 15.4. Mr. Speaker, lending rate was about 40%. But for COVID, by 2019, we were growing 7%. Inflation was 7%. Under Oforiatta, we have been able to implement one of the most enviable pro-poor policies on the continent of Africa. How could you describe such a man because of global crisis? Your own former finance minister, do you know the description you are giving to your country? Do you know how you are placing Ghana on the globe because of politics? Do you know what you are doing to your country? Very soon, your ministers will be leaving Ghana for other places, for international assignments. And this is what they will read from your own lips. Mr. Speaker, we shouldn't allow this outmoded, colloquial, primitive politics to continue to destroy our country. Mr. Speaker, we are one people with one destiny as a nation. Mr. Speaker, I'm only advising the House.
Honorable Sivinamwa, did I hear you say primitive politics?
No, I'm talking about Ghana.
Will you consider withdrawing the word primitive politics?
Okay. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I have done so. But Mr. Speaker, I think I have to make myself clearer here. I am not even speaking against one side. I am talking about actions and inactions, omissions and behaviors that are dwindling the very reputation of this House. We've been doing this to ourselves for far too long. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, even if you are driving Land Cruiser, they think you're a politician. Whether NDC MPP, they don't respect us. And this is why I'm bringing it to our attention. That do we allow yesterday's
2018 no? Yeah, predictions are IMF, New World Bank, yeah, because of policies ahodoa na president Mahama ediegu ye call IMF the way no ma hyehyɛ wo man no etino omo de hwa awam ho say 2017 the economy grew by this percentage 2018-2019 ni nyina ye time a ye wo IMF conditionalities mu na ye di omo hyehyɛ ye so na president Mahama ka ye say ye budget no ye ndi mane mmoro budget deficit no ye be cut ama na ba fom na wo ka say obi ebeji inflation 15% can operate at inflation ko 54% o de kwhye covid because can operate at international market e ko pay euro bond we anya bi enti o de inflation ko 54% omu defend can operate because can operate boni a wadi Ghana no stika waye yiye wo mo ma me minority leader micro minority leader ono se submission ni ento aso ne yenko yanim omugu parliament won he de wi oma ye yie wo Ghana hanom no na me bo afenyo markings wi a ECG this week ya report bi aba last year say afenyo markings na ye board chairman me bo so na me de a kire na de show ni me producer wa hye ne say you know me producer ni Eugene momunyike mo boy adwuma wa kire ho ahye show no ntina de he time no do ye ni time ye bo ne pa ne ye ko kanoforiata obeba se kanoforiata se covid ene ma Ghana say ya wo de omra me kire Ghana for say ye covid ntina Ghana say ai almost covid ntia o de omra Ghana na o me document no me kire Ghana for wa kwaji loan na wo gie no enye se loan na wo gie loan no na wo tua loan timi do man kwaji loan euro bond a ma e was ye start to 10 years 50 would 30 years adwum bone osore anu ahye white se kwa meja white she white bi adwum bone no he ena okotu bible enipa bia o kasa ho no wonwenwi bia no tirim osu nipa bia ho o kasa ho wani mu a no wonwenwi no afe ne se no wonwenwi aso osere aso wonsere no aye white no okotu bible bone pa bone wo di Ghana bone no odi Ghana nya wo di gina parliament na wo dwene wo man ho a wo ye president na wo dwene wo man ho a wutimi do man ne kokoji loan say 30 years 35 years e betua loan no na wanya nkrofo say honorable members no mu defend no hwe ayi ye fra ho say ayi sapayman containers egu ho hwe gold hwe dollars egu Ghana for euro bond cocoa loan other loans o mo je ye no ebi na si wanu no ebia eno ye kakra bi eno he eno ye be 1% pe eno ye be 1% pe sika o ma hwie wo Ghana hanom no ebi nsi da enka Ghana ni bia ntu kwan se wo kwa America okwa Canada akoye clean okwa akodi pa sika 8 years e ba Ghana coffers mu no senki enya ni papa se ye leader enka okwa brocha akoye clean akwa akoye den area nka akwa ho with all the resources go there ye to Ghana ha me twa afenyo markings eba okay gold ye tu e wo Ghana ha enka gold numu de oman ni nya de free mu no ene ye se de aye factories industries wo Ghana ha hwe wo sorry na no pa wutu car wo hwe be ma wa hye jeans e de agu ne nsa so jeans ultimi se 190 free odoko ene de abedu Christian village our peduma ebe ma ne 1005 ebi ni ho the last time she a guy be nice guy rubber bucket ya jire no ne bra kwa na bre no obrefo utimi hu se onyadwuma on monthly basis monthly obenya 1000 2 kura nko pe but e bi ni ho Keno Foriata apart from data bank enterprise insurance no enwuma se no wa bie wa Ghana ha after scanner wonya ye nyina no se no bie ye e wa Ghana ha no mo a Ghana ni nya bia ye e bi ni ho nya dia e bi wo ho no mo sika na o munya ye no sika ni Ghana ha sika no ko Sikano every Ghana has say eko eni ha membo afenyo markings so ona na ye different afenyo markings na ye ayi board chairman ECG okay unimwe PwC has concluded a second audit of ECG's accounts covering a longer time period January to December 2024 okay me send the kwame na o de on show na me read ni nyina na Ghana fo nso enhwe bi omo the first report bi by FIECG ho a na de omo ye wo ho we nso me pese Ghana ni hwe bi de enti a omo fra say evangelism wo parliament no me send ya makwame na me okay me forward my Eugene na Ghana fo nhwe bi de enti a sese no omo ni abra omo keka sansem no e wo parliament ho okay and the PwC has concluded a second audit of ECG's account covering a longer time period January to December 2024 and the previous audit was for only the last quarter of 2023 here are some key findings and the ECG1 wey a shorter yibina me screenshot you do find to see we ani abo afenyo markings video no enti one or see ECG continue to under declare revenues to the regulator in 2024 it under declared revenues by 5.3 billion cedis. Its account showed it collected 15.8 billion but it told the regulator it collected 10.4 billion Ghana cedis. Say who follow me? Enti PwC enyambre ECG for enkratemu ECG account from January to December 2024 and that Facebook ni so. Na PwC share from January to December 2024 no collections are ECG eye 15.8 billion Ghana cedis. Adami Facebook no sumpacho monhwe. Under the board chairmanship of Afenyo Markins, ECG from January to December 2024 revenue collection eye 15.8 billion Ghana cedis. But Omo declare 10.4 billion Ghana cedis. Wamo and declare 5.4 billion Ghana cedis. Even the Omo declare 10.4 billion Ghana cedis now. ECG declare says ika Omo nyaye no. Maybe chiro do Omo tuaye. Yesa ba be chiro ade Omo sa ye wa hase. Even though ECG significantly under-declared revenues, it still didn't pay value chain players properly based on what it declared and cash waterfall mechanism. Was it of the 10.4 billion cedis declared, it paid 6.5 billion, leaving a variance of 3.9 billion. Mushiam papa kwa biada muka so aya the pass do mi ko school. Smoke we me bro for baba. Yeah. Etienne empokura na ojiji 15.8 billion Ghana cedis no ECG 15.8 billion Ghana cedis na when declare ni na account mu no PwC nyambre e share ECG account from January to December 2024 no under the board chairmanship of Afenyo Markins no omu declare 10.4 billion 10.4 billion no kra no ya womu etua womu tua kakra na wosen komu tua 10.4 billion nyina da no omu tua 6.5 billion 9.5 billion womu entua. So what it means say 5.4 billion plus 3.9 billion who kabo mo yesay close to base 9 point something billion, close to 10 billion. Enti ECG sika na omojeje ye no de omu ditua 15.8 billion do omu yitua kani, but says Ghanaians they can't account for this revenue mobilization no. Sika na ECG di free Ghana ni hono mo hono anfan kwankwa tia water river authority anfan kwankwa tia Gridco independent power producers anfan kwankwa tia mka 15.8 billion no sika ECG etua ye wo mu nyina 6.5 billion ya kan nyina ECG for sa yela Afenyo Markins and a chairman muma mi video no the idea say ogina parliament catch the NDC for say NDC for ehun say we are one family. NDC should learn from the Jinapos brothers. Ghana be the say.
But I always act in good faith. I shared with him. Although private, but I will tender it since it has been raised. Videos of soldiers in uniform raiding the residence of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. Mr. Speaker, indeed, he is right in saying that the man being spoken about as the one leading the team is now a civilian. That is true. Mr. Richard Jakpa, who works with national security, and indeed the one who led the soldiers, is a state security operative. But Mr. Speaker, the point is very clear.
Are you very sure that it's a state security operative?
Mr. Speaker, he says so. It's not coming from me. He confirmed. These are the words of the majority leader. It's not mine. This is Japan. That is what, so Mr. Speaker, yes, he has confirmed. He says he is a state security operative. It's not coming from me. Mr. Speaker, I have shared the videos with him. And I was fair in my dealings with him by saying that this is a matter that I want to raise. So, Mr. Speaker, let us be guided by what he has just told us and allow our colleague to proceed. I have gotten a signal from my respected colleague who has just been nominated as a deputy minister that he wants to withdraw that aspect of the submit. Oh, he says so. Please. It's not, Mr. Speaker, I will not impose anything on him. He signaled that in view of the caution from the leader, he wants to withdraw. If he wants to, that is his matter. I am only telling Mr. Speaker, that's the signal he's giving me. Mr. Speaker, let's be fair with each other. This democracy that you are celebrating today, Mr. Speaker, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, once upon a time, we had 169 seats in this house. You have made it, enjoy it, but let us be mindful. Let us be mindful that we are a family. I told us once some weeks ago that let us learn from the Jinapo brothers. I rest my case. But I always act in good faith. I shared with him, although private, but I will tender it since it has been raised. Videos of soldiers in uniform raiding the residence of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. Mr. Speaker, indeed,
we are one family, brothers and sisters. We are one family. I wish for the Ghana for Shakwen accountability, because accountability and a Ghana for Twaba, Edema President Mahamani NDC. the Ghana for accountability because Ghana for ntiase say Ghana etimi essay edum pempenso a enipa da sani be sorry from an opakot manager na aduane wa na bi World Bank the report by say Ghana for over 800,000 is it 800,000 800 BBB ye ka ade a friend say poverty o hia pass o hia Ghana for bi da musa report ba ma ye hunu say Ghana for bi timi sorry on daily basis a okoda kura aduane oni bi ebi enkana no okay abusa for me ko na me ne Benjamin Kwashi NDC Council of Elders Chairman South Africa akotwetwe nkomo e de afa ensem special prosecutor enra o declare former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta fugitive wanted no issues bebre ena aba ho say o kakraka e de fa ho nti ene no enkotwetwe nkomo fanfa saa ensemi ehu obani ewia ma ha mu akwa aba the citizen show so Nyankopon na dom nanso okay eja ye fra wi de Ken Ofori-Atta what ne ho popoye bi se wo ba na
Arriva influencia yeti for na Ghana na I'm hoping the Ken right citizen because here in any more Ghana hadia the deal will be another study what we have no OS need findings are a say or not to be no na ye hu be ye de nyama betuye ma memfa kwenye sema ye nyina ye wo Ghana hu say President Mahama aban we mu one thing clear anything about political witch hunting ye de yaka senia oral diaba nia special prosecutor diaba. It is for us as a country to fair charge those people and recoup the money that is taken. In fact, Mami, and yes, you'll be the coach and a President Mahama there. Near President Mahama there are you need to say, who is my year and say, O Pia with this Ghana, I will point this to an end. The first point is to my Mexicano, and the back, I'm another young Kuntuma, Ghana. So, send a bow on bio, the law will catch up with him and will ensure that any funds are what misappropriating Ghana Africa.
Okay, but Osha Kwanya special prosecutor nam so no because Osha Ken Ofori-Atta through his legal team no a almost release on the Bible and say enye se wedwane wadi kai kura inform chief of staff say okwa akwaje ayaresa and afensu kura na bra special prosecutor yes we hia no through his legal team no wama twa dia man say okwa akwaje ayaresa enti onim na kira kwan enti say any 1 month any 2 months any 3 months any 6 months no be ba abonten e declare no fugitive no e ha adwe kakra mu emra kwan so no wabu na ntan so wo tieta no fa hodie so no eno no usom say
ohima me ebe hu ne say special prosecutor no one no 3 different occasions eno a all ye first briefing no my clear say okache ken say ombra na yen kasa empa nyama or no all your findings against it. I mean, when we say the allegations or the findings of the special prosecutor, it's with the National Cathedral Program, or SML deal. You can't want them and I call termination of DCGBX contract, and I about ambulance procurement scandal, and I call alleged misuse of tax refund, and OSC finding to say. National Cathedral na 10 eti mo akutwe pa say ye be ye kwan bia so ye be ye di na ka ho na o say chief of staff office here. Chief of staff is not an investigating authority, so the 10 lawyers are sure my chief of staff are refer some no ama OSC ni lawyer for omo man invitation several times na nya ye ni say 10 is still in Ghana. Whatever they are doing to avoid him coming out to save the social.
No, Mr. Kwashi, what's the can Ghana ha?
The information we have It can be true, it cannot be true, but from very reliable sources. Kapisa wa bedu Roma. Na ADC a special prosecutor kase onya no ne say who say it is not about medical condition here. So the me kase me ani mo me can claim more than 4 or 5 times. Me cost South Africa me say Otima every time a kwa me no I say oya madam, but every time finance minister or DIR and he looks very, very, very okay. The last time we had been anybody that was somewhere in December. If I said on one of the family luggage is fair or parents to why they do airport. But I think this you know
sorry, yeah, and I yeah can also not flights in to Kwanya or look healthy or you okay. I don't know at the best I say.
Oh, that was about from November, December.
Oh, none yay.
The last time he went on any wife and an embargo on a flight SA-52. I called South Africa. Yet me back after 4 or 5 days. No, he also came back again on the same flight. And yes, I make and I met media and I said, it's a public record. Me Ben and me here. I was on the same flight with him, and he didn't look like somebody who was sick. Now, what we say? Yeah, can you say if you feel in the name of God, yeah, or MTDFN is the Honorable Isaac Adongo or Candidia say, the way I can, or by the church, you know, I bet to see Bible quotations, no, yen yamadi, after only a Christo who is a thank for one on a drop. Now, what we say, I feel so proud as a Ghanaian because in Kenya, who put them here more entity mono. Yesterday I heard of them talking. I'm saying, no, Ken has to change the law. Mommy, and yes, yeah, political weak hands in the past. The way I can, and then you are no make cousins, and as the former president, Nanado Danso Makwado, a big Ghana for Fasono. Mommy, young Fakwin, Diago, and retrieve this and Yama Sikawa, almost to start a Ghana at the Hagi. Abraham, why NDC craft fortunes in the future? Oh, I see a Roma high. Yeah, dear Jama Hayawi. Now, only but Mr. Kwashi, dear Walker, a hear me papa say, you second of Foriata, somewhere 2023, and in Yansan who do not acquire a year interview or so acquire kidney transplant or bear none in front who fine, but later who saw your care. During that time, no crana was Sabi Yadian to a home any at the crown. The position as finance minister Crowanyan to. The whole turn we are who say we are healthy and sana this back and forth MPP for na issues near the identity okoye. And then after election you have to send home fano. But the ene woni ye kan e kire say kan oforiata etiapo woni na to kwanya woni national flight ma wahunu say wonye obi a oyale se de bia ye twamfo nyini say wo yare enti okoje yare say indefinitely enim da the doctors be releasing it class omra. I can challenge anybody to it. Say after December, flights are made full here from South Africa, to Ghana. Found in November, Kenoporiata and the white and 2 kids, and yet once and yet twice. Next time we about 5 times. Ken was not holding, he was not in a wheelchair. Well, we got to South Africa on one of our family luggages on any year. Ghana on one of the family luggage. So I don't believe this story says he's bedridden. No, he's not bedridden. He's very strong and fit.
And information so I'm picking is on call baby or to reliable if okay. Intel, yeah, my picking. Okay.
So what we know is and never see any Martin Sky say he's traumatized. Why would you be traumatized if you believe that Yama would yes why you know you just bring yourself. Even John Dramani Mahama. After you lose power, well, okay. Nyama Mokafa Nina, who say that President Mahama is going to Ghana ever since 4 years and the president Nama or Mokana is in the court, and a President Mahama will Yama or Dubai, and a President Mahama yesterday or Beko jail or Beden. President Mahama stayed in Ghana until the 8th year of the MPP was over. So we are near allegation of anything against it. It allegations from the 4 special prosecutor on President Mahama stayed and cooperated. At the end of 10, they want to mean to Ghana to solve the problem that they are facing. I mean, there was a time in Ghana who said, how did President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo take us Ghanaians to be? Because on one parliament, members of parliament, there's a 90-something, Eko Kacha and said, 10 heads driving country way into a stage. Then Yanka, Yekaya Nana Addo interview Nana Addo said he cannot change a winning team. So for me, on a larger scale, I think the special prosecutor will have to widen the scope. I can confidently tell you, based on me, my affection and the way the special prosecutor is working and oral, don't be surprised that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wants to stand trial. Because the things that have been revealed and continue to be revealed, Nana, these people took it for granted. These people sold it. They are even worse than our colonial masters. Said our colonial masters, we know that they were not our people, so whatever they were doing to us, they didn't care. But Nana Addo and a team of NPP government members, some of them, Nana, what they've done to this country, we don't need to forgive them. And then NPP follows the chief of staff is acting in bad faith, and I can send a letter. We were in Ghana. President Mahama said, "2-4 prayer or no chief of staff, and a friend saying, or Sapoma for Nana Addo." And President Mahama said, as part of the monument to go on retirement of an office here of Modiman, in the presence of Otumfuo, chief of staff on the side of the outgoing government and chief of staff on the side of the incoming government, they were all there. And the agreement was made. Nana, they got to Accra the following day, Sapomafo and chief of staff started writing interviews, and President Mahama wants this, and they are not giving him. And President Mahama said, you should take your thing. Now, maybe I said, President Mahama, Yami or Sum no no. Yami, I see Ghana for Sum. Because at the end of the day, you allow time to reveal your people.
Okay.
And then somebody like Osafo Mafo, he should also be ready. Because Sabita Flat said, when Nasa was gray hair, and he continued to do what he did to us in this country. Now, I say, public sector recruitment will be in your but they were able to be recruited. We are getting there gradually.
Okay.
The day of reckoning and accountability is here. And the first of the other thing I say, oh, when I need to hear which chance you know. That is all we are doing.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, Mr. Minister, you're busy, but yeah, studio now and to us on free. You, I was your phone to say Benjamin Kwashi, NDC Council of Elders Chairman, was South Africa. My bedroom for Nasi, on Walker, said Bonia Womo Dino, and young one, Sir President Akufo-Addo Crabbe standard trial prosecuting. And Rona, Abronye, a Obribuahi, or say, MP before a year 2017. Omu yeni pabane fwa mabonsam jem kura no wunhia bi ho me first da e ma top choco na kwadwo ye bo amatena se ne na chese ne top choco chocolate spread ya the fabric chocolate ede abusua dia ebua mienu no ma hoden ne de aye tie ye kama nkasa ye top choco 3-1 chocolate drink akoko wo milk wo sugar wo de onyan ne nso ohie osaka kra bi atim pampa eno ana no bedwa se no ana ye to sanse enema boarding 0243 033 033 0243 033 033. After Rush energy drink. Oh sorry ya hodeni ya hokekeni ho. Why you boho? Ope energy drinker. Ebe boost to energy level dia. Eye Rush energy drink. And one na ama me bonus ana me bad ya. Boma what na hanedro. Me noma hoden vitamins wom. De wunya mani pedua no. The mate for the driver for amazing for. Obi ayadwuma din bia no Rush de omo fani ago after St Andrews Senior High School enso efrel o se school papa senior high school papa and was so do bako ne ahwe ne yie ya kire na de yie na okotwe wase a the excellence resource etimi aba efie all vacancies form 1 form 2 form 3 kwanya da honomo form 3 mpo o je nkrofo 2025-2026 academic year no admission no koso was St Andrews Senior High School. One year general arts, general science, or year home economics, or year visual arts, or year business. A fair baby abane beda. Hostel facilities and answer boarding facilities no. Yes, what kama benya be papa ada edidi peche na efie miensa no so no kwotwe exams a what the excellence wasi resource aba ye wo Teshichi Blo last stop Teshichi Blo last stop wo betimi afre ye 0249 832015 0249 832015 and that's 0540 048332 0540 048332 afei into aso Misom eya de we am ba mu aminya mmere no enti mama me mo ne tew ne enko Father Abraham Heaven Spiritual Hospital enti honema ni yade a yesa no na edusunsun so de no episo e de amam yade bi edu nya say ye cancer type bi abi say ye stroke diabetes type bi abi say ye fibroid that say we kidney be ma wo ha wo mmere sickle cell say ye candidiasis BP num HIV num yade be na mi modi na minya asthma num bibia ukọ honom a ebibiduro fie e be hwew ne asaw yade ama wo hunu se wo ho atọ mesra abrofo no no haw kwaje bibiduro ayaresa wo saw yade wo honam ni no de paba kra sanso epi so yade ni bi honom sanso hia prayers pa afa sunsun mu yade spiritual cases kun biara wo pe promotion cases bi eda wo so wo pe lack ewo abraboma warem adwumam adeton mu ko Father Abraham ho ye wo sopa huduo bi ayaya enu so wunya bi na wo di dware a the friend is say grace, the friend is say favor, the friend is say gift, the friend is anointing. Unemu ane sa oyede wo ko. Ofanko barrier so fast our ye filling station. And one man Father Abraham ewo. Omodi afre 0244 371695 0244 371695 and that says 0559 114122 0559 114122. Yeni nkomo na miwia de aka no mesa abobo so omo mutamechi ama adwuma citizen show akoso ha mo fa advert ni mra so ha na mo masika mra show no so na show no se de ye no na me betena na ma honhon na me ye na tese ma yere me ho ye pa de mo support me why aminye show ni ye divine kroma atena se kwadwa yeboa enso atena se ye ba be wurem enura ne masi wo Ghana ha attorney general achirem de enti a cases bi ho no mo a wo mo ese o mo continue and a special prosecutor so de no ebusu anu so ye to aso edifiri ho divine my hi
boko
akwa abanso ne mpom ti say
nyame adom bibia boko na nso e
nyame adom bibia boko
wa fire so fine
sir.
What's up, baby? Like, you me, but no, baby, boy, my fans are Monsieur Babena, and I'm not catching.
Oh, bad, and I'm now who be said, who tea.
Who's a agrophobia? Mushono, a boy, we are two.
Okay.
Joint. Speaker, so holding and ye beam. Na, and crop for 80, you sa half one bi na omutie na bi no mudi nkomo ansa meba no
okay
nti memo won mebo won producers and for abaso for Juma Suma Mudi
okay
na obisa about the cost for Ghana
oh mama makwadwo nso akwa abansa na kwadwo fa okay kwadwo akwa aba
me just mini aba
say the TV amoba so de mo shada fam ho de
o de be say ai batakarinya de ade de egufie be bloat as e
ani CTV na etwagu
was the campaign na e corner of ni ade be brave and ho de okwa omo the people from do muti mo mre
okay
when you sure be ma de anye fugu
okay
and e be ba ko mienu miensa na de amasa
okay
and the fugu si atare en say da one you between the jaw na na mo ni ade otima say entia da be she beside aba yeah so far as
oh CTV so
oh yeah den yamiase
oh since last year
yeah but this is a program the money you record him pa adwuma rank akese nkoma no aka camera sin aka is 2
yeah twa adwuma rasi edinku no ba be ye party
no nim say you win bo me hu ni da first na na you know me tell hu no
ye wo opposition
na won say be on mama we dra no ha no okono oba win ni ba no dey say me ontwam ha bi mana
Me ankasa kwa this year me hu.
Why just imagine. Na I say we say bumpo na hu ni ma ye ba han once why. But first all the time, especially Saturday morning, they never be me hu. But they say they be hu na other Saturday.
But it's Saturday so ba.
Me ba bia check akra dey.
Ba unhia.
Me nhia no na be nhia no.
Ene Mr. Sedu Agongo boss. E be see ehun why.
Wouldn't first no. Then a weekend is abi hu no.
Oh, okay.
No, I want to come a nice way. Okay. But they say they minim and couldn't know the abroad is I don't know.
Level don't change.
What mean changing is only to be changing is that we will be on Jack and commander. And commander my papa more idea program no they say we are body to send one in one exam what you say and I do a woman can we need the main one of woman can the town for no. What man say why are they showing us there? We see some difference behind Shada Maza, of course, come.
Say me boyfriend.
Oh, why are they?
Oh no, what trust ana to me dinner na mo so.
Simple.
O be check akra bia o be hide. O say we dinner na mo.
Why are they? Show ni cost come. What man say? Mama no say do show ni ko mo yen sa. I was say music say mu na so ahyehe. Why say alugun to go.
Enye onim batie. Me start show me kan bibi say. Change of government buy no. I say adeso bi free Ghana for so. Obia mood asesa.
Yeah.
Wo hwe obia ni mu obia bi bias.
Me da kra me na.
Yes.
What be one me say ka be 3 man na me say 1000 years. Ti Daniel ko to me say the night no me ko da be 1 hour me sorry here. Me bom pa ye kakra ni ade me say me ka di kura me en say ade be cha me ato aba na changes aba. Na me say changes aba ye no. Appointment ye chiche ye nya bidie. But still now, nipa wani je muti azie. Nipa ni je pa. Enche say do bia be bi on fanko. Ene na obri bu ahe ka no. E ka na me hwe no we bi o YouTube. O mani age TikTok. O say de mu ye kenken kwa. Say de mu ye ska mu nya ye nyina. Mu anya mu fanko. Na anu a enu aye se e ba e ma chi umrei. So obri bu ahe won ka ho. Tiska na wonya na won ko anfa ko ye no. E ho ama ne hu de obenya. Wotima say me nua Abu Ramadan. First Abu Ramadan. Be fie enemy area no di agro 24 hours on me bibia what me han wo NPP buy Abu Ramadan timbe ya Abu ye onya Ramadan de kan ho
na konta be ye
yes ya wo hu se bia mu se bia nya do se be ma tibi gina na so e be ma o frɛ na won fa na ene se bi obi pe bibi wo ye hwe a won fa se si e me hwe da na me hwe me betra na me hwe me fraction na wo frɛ back me hwe da fraction wo frɛ for what me hwe na me hwe because me testing the mood actually me checking out it over yana na onim because Abu na no asase a mu ko bubu dai gu yi wo so e be chi obi o
man no MPP ni no a
ne dai na mu ko bubu ye ni ada
10 buildings
yes wo na wo lady ni bubu ye ene ye no vice president na kunta ni ada e ya Abu Ramadan ya wa obi bia ho da bi ade akwadwo wo na wo lady ye enne yeah, me fraction wo fa sem ke ye be chiwa wo be so jo ya bua me cry sponsor me chiwa me be chiwa
kwadwa se be ya kan die otini baby na akọ flash
me na first me fra na no fa
na wo fa ja de
anti na me fraction na je wa fra me back what so
o flash ya na akate
na me kate no
na wo ho akọ na ba
ko na ba me kate no afra me kate no afra nya de me peke nya hwe me ya what man say ye be ma so ye ma so na fa ne normal obi a wodi won bia won sabeka e mo se wo ban no se president ban ne niam de da form din make na me showbo se na 3 months away animu bia na office wo ni pa di krofo be tu america ho keke se krofo so akoma bp ni ade ye do twa down no round crown you abefa won awu because wo mo chi kwadwo mpia nim former chief of staff ye di ni wura mo ye nyina wura inside headquarters wo no ye dim so mo de ne o se no mo de na pia bonti wadru ka okudi die no yeti yeso mredo duro no msa na pie papa no ye yi no ubusa di kra ontimi mo say friend kwadwo mpie nim ewiase nyina afro ye chi o mariwa de ni phone after no ntima nkwaje o mariwa de me na frame na nko be no wotima ne ka no kra o mo je o mo anya de
ade
gadi o msa de man bi
oh some say
some
say ono ane dia
the people no dey buy e chopper wa pani ade afedi wo de ato ne way ni start ene nyankopon da Roma ene nyankopon ba mu wi ade awie ni agia wo si nyankopon
e say no mo evangelism o
man fi omo wotima say afi obi timi ka say nya anuafo woni wa na anuafo
we are one family
abu gina po ka say because ni nia John tino we so an example no abu case ho abu da ma ngu case ye nya ye o You be make sure say be move 10 hard be example dem forget 3 months away anymore ekonana encrophobia demu rough ebi ko when your police station issues
oh but send na mu ni de kwadwo wo betimi achi
nana ansa na be court
after 48
the
hours
first 48 no one hwe ya trauma bi abefamu no we do ko 10 years grade nu now they say yan touch the pani ade ade nya within that 48 within that way no
uchi obi a say obi ya suspect na achi na yan touch no dey fi hifa ne be
nana ye do ko bia na won wo de omo ho na edan no ye authentic say we ni asa short na ba normal level ni e de kote the same room rotie bia do na wo ko ni nyina so light ebom ni bia wani bebo eti do ko last one ade abetima ya ne so beda ho ni aso light amount eno ko 48 hours beba no ani asai e normal I'm telling you ya choma ri wadi abekwa be no hye sa ba shit blue and white ni bia pie side eno ogina ho street bi wura mu anakoma to no se ni nua bam wotima aba bia na da no wura mu ye bokoko kwa wonti o dade do no ye de hama krabo man to the other side me am ko beli obi agi me phone so afede mbesu we do ye de me ko first second me ye wu wotima se ti ba bia me ko da no hyemu no first second no second mu to ko third and fourth one mu na ye no wawie ye obi amfane nsan kan nya hwe ho and a light wo ho no and quite enough for you 24 hours and 48 hours ye wi na ro court when ni say aso ni answer obi amfane mo woni wotima se etiem for mu ni agro say do mu di agro na ye bibi enye na me shobo send this for be ye adwuma papa because option system do e kwa e bibia be ko kama
ya go obi kura din say wanted kura so I traumatized
no
and so we rabia na dia obewa
we just say na smooth na one ton
parliament and you say one yi kind of reactor is traumatized because of that
why ya chichin grow for papa kra no ma bobra papa e kra do mo komu
or your former finance minister please
obi appoint obi na man appointment no
and your former finance
and dia we ni part say ya franco so ngodi dream and go for your former finance minister o mo tifie o mo wie ya from ya nyetwe ada na nko ade
so cry former finance minister wadam pen
wan pepra mo ya ma ko former mo so na nya de ketewa america do mo tuye Victor Somio so wan podo ko wuya na meboa wotima woni ko wuya ko ba na obe wuye wotima se me ne wo ka say NCA TV wouldn't so that's them.
Okay. See if one.
I see that's what that's them. Wouldn't say panic or no order dialysis so.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Kufa do nipa boni intino. What me for papa we. No one say be mu no about bra. Na ne bra bo woni mu. Ono wa ne machine dey check na enko or that's them. Ya ba yempa ye microphone bu nyanyi do. Ade no de papa dey no ye. Ye so nko to nsuo e no kwa o dey ade no ko to onsa. Ade ko to ba so anamu yusu. Wotima or that's them. Na wo fi wo dey arufi onko. One no or that where mama wuni machine bi ade be kwakozi o de ayama ma e kwalebu every day one be nya sa adwuma no ye de kwa nu anu no eto for that don't forget say we one be kom nyina be ko obia be ko bi eti mu anu ye frem am mfa mu ni mu ye no mu time aba chief of staff ne ba what say ne ba na say no what is aba
me woni report
what woni aba no
me who for tested report
anka we be kan ba
na say
ni chief of staff ne ba boy your friend na say ne ba boy ne friend na say what say
me who say for tested didn't report
one no report aba e chief of staff anko dem aba bedem what was me see anya wo ye anya we benya aba etu obi e benya obia ne de tina na me sure mo bo so obia anya di Ghana de we da from na no ano no ya no anya ebone me kwa kan asem keke e wo TV so south is na national security for pe match me because the 2 months e wa Afabu apartment ye de makosi
uko di 2 months oyi
e wo Afabu apartment Afabu jiwa nyakupa da room
I say wudwane
na kasa ko mbekume ya ba me fear more than 10 times ya pe match me nana anaju da suom no bi frɛ me ma me hint no bi pia me ye course ene ye ba be fa me what man say eno de empanifo ya ade ndisi empanifo eno mo bo ame ama me di almost 2 months e wo ogbojo Afabu apartment me nko a
ya do hye baby
me hye dem nko a me kwa 2 bedroom and hall
bibio
me kwa ba ya
me
number when dey track into omu an ma mama different number na ma kasa radio so na TV so ba ko se ba ya me feel okay kakra na ma yesa me ho obi anche me ese ye pe ma che me tie ma ko sie na nipa bre ma dwane sa de omu nyina na me nko am hye ogbojo chese uni wo life na say wo hu abusu ani hu obia me nko am hye okopem se empanifo timi kan ensem ama ne ba afom a yesi metuma pie and Ukraine dim them the P. That day, PM Sabe radio show say, Yabachimian, Yabachimian, Sano catch a member and Yabachimiana, me and Yajai, come on. Nina, chief of staff.
Femo Parry.
One more. And I'm cooking some no Adiana, I was so gone. Yeah, registration here. And I'm kind. I'm passing here. Yeah, register there with you, come on. What am I say? Registration here with you, come on. I thought any ananajo, I give me breno. Sound any no. Now me check say Muna will be a who baby a gun, a duffy, and baby a drone, I say, or moving on the cum. I can't go pen and run and pepper and give him one.
Sabiana for almost friend. Because I somehow can a security issue.
Who be actually and I know by 1 a.m. Makunipa. Ada na mama anopana area. Me fear less than 30 minutes. At I'm no fee e be fear do another lane so less than 30 minutes you me fear na you room bia. Me cause me hunya to man fa me car no. The car ni si o esma too quiet. Enti what I say want me to see ka mo pa mo fa car nko. Na na car is o san benetize na ajojo. We mo punish the person. Na mo di abane e be punish mo kakra mo na mo di kum. Punishment never cause so because you see last year no they see this year pepe obi anya obi anu and obi ani mobia to be amfan to the team say the aba mo the ball take be ba pepe what man say and this for we mo I said we go case here na say ato agu ni ade na say wo hwe ka mo ball lawyers ho and niam anya de keto o ni nyina mo atwe mo abo so sa na me kan we bi wo so on ni ko che bia ni say
cells 2 days
Nanka we kedo asade de nipa says
enkrofo afamu o
sade de nipa says and normal thing court me ya no de court and one afo okoche says 2 days yakoso light esi so and no so ni akoma na be ba na de ato ne ya de keto o wotima mo ye san krofo we nyina abrakra wonya eboni bia ye wie ne musuma ye bi ne de mo ko a musi da bi MPP fo mu nipa 80 something or 90 mo ba ase enkeji kanofata e ko de Ghana e fa to ska 7 ade nya papa na muni mu nyina anya parliament nya MPCA na nessa bia busebe na se OSP asate so person na adwuma go first ankonam ne no onam se nkrofo ba gina na chi eto betima ya adwuma no nya enu nie na na mo fa nto mo tim se adwuma we be koso kama
okay diva unim metietie mu a ase omo si kisi agya ben ni show penhwe because se wo say former finance minister open no watchre e de amano we invite no on several occasions wunya no ono so through his legal team wa responded to you and it's a case no who enough evidence na so why establish prima facie case against him you go ahead and prosecute him instead of ubeya sa press away now case o ye fugitive what declare no wanted no enye necessary
wodi na ma amiche etifo na hwefo bio hwe unu zaga na ya ena unim se eni jesu wo krom unim se meti hei obi ama miska bia mi nya hwe but minim asumdwi bia menya o makoma mu nu ne sania mi akasa makoma me ho tome no you have no idea
okay
ena nyama na metetete no ensam na metetete no so ye inkrashesem like your Ghana ni a ebema won say yes oman no economy imagine say obeda be sorry aban bi aba na ka yempo de ensusu say ebeda bete hwe wo ho no mo esi we save oman no 15 million cedis because this match no sa parade ni collide dem ko gina wi aso ne up and down say sika no uncle we sika bio obo oman no ho ban na say yesika sem okra no sa asem no ti a wani gi that's how we no mo ani esi o university students for kikam so o mani mo ayedin o awfo esu na minister say ye ready budget here but many universities for nakasa event say hostel fee no ye ente so by a certain amount 500 cedis ye yi fi so na students for on tom sansem no to say ebia me so me ndra say me so me phone na me hu secondary school for nkola bia amutwa video a omoto nyumo eda mahama ase say omo start free SHS no omundi aduane say da sansem no ne niama metete a na mama koma atom yamu say yasesa aban na de atwa mu mesuru mu kra ne sania system no accountability ne so ene insemsem no so eko hwe enura ne nansan o kai say before na nkrofobia started the nsema ba betudwa ese mahama banba yi or clear omo a chief clearing agent in the cases na o court no no o declare no or nolly prosequa there's a case no discontinue enkoso na unim say omo ko bon omo bo mo musuo omo ko bisa ho nsem say adena President John Dramani Mahama Clan Crawford ni de keka ho no omo nu omo ho Attorney General Minister of Justice by obe chechen say na do age omo nsem not knowing no cases ni bebre no even Godfrey Onamia kasa Attorney General no na the prosecutors are recommending say cases no ye ni engineer so bia siama case omo so mu ni engineer so bia na say persecution na na ekoso obi ti say atofo sindia omo jailing o say ne boss se tepe ena man authority ni so onye se tepe ba bonti se me ena me ka chen so ye mo ne me bedele omo si da bi ye ne won dele akwawe ya na ye pese ani ndi onu ne ani ni bedi na je sade no targeted o ja se enti no sa na mani nyina Attorney General ba obe chechiem na eso timi hu se enye se o ma hyada keke no mu eklekle nkrofo na ka imagine se wa ba mu a wo de sobo abo bia tenamu 8 years wa enya nyina so bia tiwa prosecute ni pa na nwie na obi ba ya o se o mesai adaje be sai resources enka so be to aso tete ne Mahama abai we starting naka o se ebia oni ken eba ebejinam na 8 years enka asa nu nwie na bai from ma dabi whatever can come necessary ba sisia ne nyina ye ni tuamu bi
4 years krawa
ewa
4 years de se na bia wu
intino unim sa asem we nyina na mama ko ma atom yem na unim ade ba ko a ken oforiata asem we beto dwa me ba na asem no so ade abe me de ne se me de ebi mu o mo kase me kase asem we o mo kase adwemo no betri me nya adwemo ne me kase an eye for an eye tit for tat enye ne bone so de me pese me nchemu ni se sa emra na ema osimasi ehu kwan ema ni di bone di ye ni ama di tia obi foforo no sa mra no sense ye na eye still valid na se na so ye adwuma dia obi so yusu bi di obi a enye bone se ne ye obi ansa hwiye sa emra na ema ho kwan ema ahomache obi bowura John jinapodem ekos sa de ne ma egu baby a omo season ni phone the laptops ni ekeka ho no se samra ni se ya de na odi adibidi wa o si we are one people o si we are all Ghanaians na John Gina Potepu ni mumitie ni tape no asem bi oka ya me ne nyadwe ni speech ni de okasa fine na asem bi oka ya me ne nyadwe ni say o we shake and frata all the best of luck omo boy ni paboni ni say ya wish the best of luck na yakoya na say ba me to me wish can for anything good be as happen to him because sabi you the other year crofo ebusuafo ne crofo papa ne crofo na nananom ebi to no na ebi ye no a hwe si ono onye nipa nchen obi a hwe can for bon ni niama odi adi crofo o mam ha say won se ka ye ka bi a kire wa otimu se sa papa no gina onum na kra no I don't know how to describe him. Upon someone we painting a name black or share white or kasa soft spoken as if so any papa ne replica any Kenoforiata. Look at how and Kofua omuye the competitors business competitors or no or na dream say or no be compete fairly on fair grounds. I can say okay me some business we be my idea and I say every opportunity na menya no kra no me de beboa me business na akosoro hwaniama o use the businesses na ye enterprise insurance tio a buy contract insurance contractor na SIC as an insurance state insurance company no ya jini nyina de come enterprise insurance and also investment banks, investment companies, Nina. Upas also beji investment companies for contracts and any investment deals on one yinano. Udeta bank ebeji and so osi there be me. And now call after the people now call na ukogu uko majuma so now call say umegu ejuma ugun one after the other. And that day yan say onu put the ending drawn to nisuyo. Adi adi ato so I declare the fugitive no. Aye sama wayo. Why omo makano no masa so the propaganda and you know how it was the Ogu Ejuma no ama communication friend communication bureau of the party no say they should clean the mess. No maba no mu tufi yasemu enim yesi o we ko wi asika wa hano de ko bie bank. No ma cancel report on.
Investors sika ko gu
abrochire no mu omo the stories egu so.
Say do agongo wi
Ghana sika.
And odi akobie bank.
Na uti say do agongo interview no. Oni CTFM for interview. Or say Oni Kenoforiata ekoye meeting because no what say ye ba be Google banks no call Kenoforiata because o say Kenoforiata in a downfall tio or so in a downfall. Okono na Ken catch so there be. Onye eno de ma so no catch say the bank no plan say o pese on fan call international intino. O say obe 10 ni obe ba no. Na can a friend catch and say, oh, ain't possible for good bank because almost see or no or a 10 on deserve say says cano on deserve so bet me be a bank or say Usha with description of the Bank of Ghana and almost it doesn't deserve like on the whole so be bet me be a bank. Look at how the Gina saw the good bank. Share Dr. Indum, my dear can of rata can of for Ghana's finance minister and when you saw and one quo or the tat owns the Dr. Indum companies in Numa or Liberia. Dr. Indum companies in Liberia, Kenoforiata went after the man in Liberia. Almost also sponsor Obi, Tio, Kenoforiata sponsor Obi, US. And then Dr. Indum also call court.
Oh, okay, court issue now. US.
Sponsor Obi from Ghana, and Dr. Indum, a call court, US. Because now, Mr. Dr. Indum, the deposited Sika and Ako. And also, a case in Guye. Still, no matter another person just say obu tata no all because on penny panasam only nye adwin. Now him say odi boni we nyina hwe senka wa bo akola de enka jane ma ne kode. Uni so obu abrausu. Hwe Dr. Indum edu airport a ade omode ye no na edu ba bi no nim so mu nwu na papa no. Se papa no ye say obeka no kore wa asem ni mu a. Ehonu mu as adana na Kenoforiata afregiare. Our regulatory agencies, NIC, National Insurance Commission, no afraid BOG, no afraid this, ECG, no do or the omo companies in so they be fair be quite so be gunu. Into Dr. Indum be so be kasapa no esi masa edin. Esa other companies in survive no. And no cry why you look be finish here no so. And so the aka ho. Ah, ma say omo disturb companies here disturb ya Dr. Indum so be Ghana ha. This enkrofo akọ papa chew.
Wow.
Yes, and so wabesi unimbientia because obu hu se omu nya efin bia mfa ngu papa no wona papa no so mum na dia ba akogina court o Dr. Indum dia ba akogina court o ma court no mo mba eno mo hu asem no affect omu but on person Dr. Indum so omu kana no ntuni no me ye omu ye se Dr. Indum bedu airport pano di yoko ebe hia no airport wo ni aye de ni na kwatwere corner kakra ni agu ne hu fi ni aye story Indum arrested na said you good ni hu fi internationally sa ni reputation no all of these things in now omo de ye nkrofo amanfo mba omo post nkrofo no man di o man sika o na onim Kenoforiata asem de ye ka minya humo bro bia ma no because sabi o oyare ocheye nananom na omo musika ti o omo ambobo se fi aban ho omo anje obi de omo anka bia nhyem omo akasa omo sika na Kenoforiata because of mismanagement nene this bonity omo Minister of Finance omo ti ho chairmu obi ehia na edro otumi nto na Kenoforiata say you can go to hell no o chance angrofo no onu ya de ne to ho chairmu put the sand cabbage and ne ba ya de be soup ya de be stew edi hwe Kenoforiata boni awadi anim me adeba kwa Kenoforiata eye mahi aye metan ewo special prosecutor asem ya ekoso we nyina ne se wo kai mre bia atwa metwe adwen na Kenoforiata yare na nima ho pafo ana Ghana for the party for catch and say resign fa wajuma to honum na wapomuden no na focus on wapomuden Kenoforiata say obe the yare no mu nyina no obetumi aye adwuma because the whole Ghana no pe na onyansa che obi anti adwuma no ofi honum a obi tumi nye to say all resign da ojina mu a ne yare no mu nyina papa say mu ya da kura adwuma no meye na sende na se yese adwuma na wo se wo yare kura obeye na no hunti ye fro se be yi nsam ano no wo se no the same yare no the year skills say untumi mba because wo yare na san wode na wo de ye adwuma fa san wode na fa plan braga na be yi one way na the area no so dum say sana na ku fado na busu afon they are very disrespectful people. They think some are superior. They think that they are more important than anybody. Look at the tone of the letter. The tone of the letter, you know, impression of creating is a special prosecutor, me small boy. Like I to say, or replying officially, or reply to say my caller, like I don't have time, I can't come. How can you respond to special prosecutor and as a state agency say you are out of jurisdiction indefinitely? So it means that don't person and they should talk to your people. Who the hell do you think you are? Who you are? Why? And now what me can say? Oh dear, young koi or asem no money before from kasa. Na me dear, e mabunu na me ni omo kasa. Ma obi an ko jiji entokwa en ko kan sam basa bia kan frata mu di omuzika no. Wanya bi andi, one benefit amode ma omo gas no wonka ho. Na nya wo nande because of these greedy people no wo ba no aba be sorry say wo be je ma. Unimu maji no akoje maama omo dabi me de owura Kenoforiata ade na special prosecutor watching akwakosi ayi even say en malanim na ya kacha ne say ombra no be yin hu anu ombra look at the amount of money involved who Kenoforiata wo yare sabi o nka wo nyansa na wo adwen papa $58 million ya odi kotu ateche di kotu amnawe na ka odi ko see health medical facility ya ebe sha o kidney ebe sha abra wo apomuden a na ka mwa wo yare no wo hu nyansa adwen money nti odi kotu ateche enda wo to obi man so se wo ja yare sa the same sika no wo fa nya bibi amia nya so fa so entimi de me ka kwa kosi se owura Kenoforiata ehumobro bia ni hono mu a esese obi timi tena baabi be ka se Kenoforiata munya abotre ye nya abotre because we di bone ono wanye considerate MPP for ba aban mu no unim se bone omu dia di nkrofo o man consider o man show bia ena table 10 ye no obi abeba osi o we are brothers, we are one family, we are one people. Only why na one people. Only why. Send your mo bisa some more church mu no. Enely. Ese so mo ko ho.
National Lottery Authority.
Yes. Samia Uku. Omu nyina ese se ehwehwe omo achi. Apart from that, NSA, National Service Authority, NSS,
National Service
Secretariat. Sure. Okwabanane. Ghost names are a woman.
81,000. 2024.
That's a sikano. Now, could you report to me? Say there was some kind of connivance between University of Education, UCC, and UDS using one name CB, any index number, creati, and this sikano, and a syndicate.
Syndicate.
Na unim say MPP for Nangasa no omo bokro no man fanya santo ho inte two time wa omo nkasa omo susum ene omo shadow say ehunehunu omo no unim say omo vote Nangasa na omo party hia omo matra power mu no omo dwane ja vote no gift your mu nyina omo dwane before e beto aba
gift your requirements an election
omo nyina call ye cross and e beto aba because they were scared
no omo nim so omo lusu ahwa omo ntimi mfa kotokanko. Oh, okay.
Bebre, Oman Nigana ha, Oman participating in the elections. Many of them, they were not here. And I see, not only how the results and the outcome, but they knew said they were targets. whatever will happen in the elections, whether their party wins or not, no, sabasabasa yesia, people will come after them. So omu jane call ye kra dada. Me betina hanum say, and I make catch say, me minimum crofwa, omu both pro MPP, that time pro government people are, omu nyina de omu families, nyina ko US, omu hanum keke. Na make electoral commission workers, na make catch up political parties. Any MPP for all these things. And to me, special prosecutor, you knew all this. And then one fine bag one to so no went to like one prevent you from leaving the country. Time now Papa season for passports. Almost season for passports. Then they stop you from seizing these people on passports.
So koi. And sana election aid.
So it's here correspondence now happen between special prosecutor and the Ken Inwa. Starting long ago. And sa attitude say member me fimu no. Our Ghana hani na no. No no this ankita ho na nye na asem. So if uni na say adwuma na woni say suspecting based on one kasa won say kan say o suspecting say on person ba veli ne ho a. Enye embargo keke na beto ne so. Ono e hwan. Omu ye hwan omu do mu di boni obi di omu bi enye yie omu do mu di boni a na obi di omu bi enye yie me de mimi ni ehumo bro because boni omu di nipa hwe for 8 years because of Kenoforiata. I can tell you say more than 5,000 people enye adwuma ye aduane koma no ye hand to mouth
8 years
8 years. I can tell you for a fact say because of Kenoforiata ye wo memuru bebre wo no musisi a omaware egu because omaduane omusano aduane ebo mu entimi hwo mu family mu emo mu ne omo yire anaso mu kunu mu ntematete because enyem ma yeden na mo de wakakodi bone awiye say hwesika. Look at the money, the amount of money involved. Rubi sounds how they quite what they ye den o kai say metra baby say ti bone an na kufa do na busuafo di Ghana ha yeti o metra habi anaso mu another country bi on bekom. And clearly, no, it is showing said they didn't have any plans. Someone here in Ghana.
Because now they show any Ghana.
Clearly, no, unim de omaye. Who say omuye plan no muye no muma Gabi about 7 without appointment no. Or no, ultimate for charge be a mono nam honum din sa. And no so no waka chire o okwa no aba. And no no it is a gangalia. It no no sort nyama we chire because oma gada sika na gu ho. It no ne say oba. Na o tuatua we chire dia cover Kenoforiata ne niama because can go and that's their plan. And another strategy be omu ye omu de buy ne so no say omu person omu ye to say omu targeted like abaina ba no wa target omu family omu nya boni bia they want to give the government a bad name so at the end of the day no oh say omu fa state lands no omu first can nyina no ma imagine say omu bechi oba na beji e bet say o share na o beji omo di omo fa kwan pass bi wa the news say ade no mo ye enye. It's the same thing they are trying to do now. Share Kenoforiata na omo ye ne say Kenoforiata ndo yare em say de man ma ke kono on chenti en sacrifice no na sika no de mo ni mabusu afonkodi enra me ko restaurant bi na me kwa koto aduane na me restaurant wo no mu a na me hu young guys be say 3 bi eh me makosa me kwa koto aduane mo 70 cedi no kura me hu so. Na guys, you come on, no. Let me tell you. Metin say when I was in London, I sent this something money. No way so no abosika $2,000. We so like dollar. Some no mood you. And I became curious. Say, hey, in Kulabe na mundi 25 years. Kula mo bosika kese say so. Me share me hunze na me hunze ma mobra. Hey, sika kese say. And I me pimbe omo na me bisa guy back say oh. Hey, Charlie, you people you dey oh. What they happy? Then like adwuma be na mo ye omusu ba ko de o say school or London and ba ko so say US but o ma ba back no mo o ma be o mo ko ba ko bo ba ko din ne papa ye S government for ni bi say abrabo a o boni sika o di no nti ono je say ne papa abo bra cha me papa o yes
na ne papa wa abemu
ti o da bi bo no be ka say ne papa ebo bra me papa wa mo bra but the same chrono sika no na ne money ka $2,000 $3,000 asema mi ni bi yo and sanya ma wo nyina koso mu de sisi ano mu de esiesie mu nchiri ma ebeba o kai say na Kufuor the first time omo ko family reunion bi family reunion bi achim aye omo grandchildren, nephews, nieces, uncles and grandpapas omo nyina ko hia wo abrochire omato dan bi on the whole street no na Akufo Addo na busuafo ato ho nyina o hu sa video no Asante Bedi Otio ehye singlet omote ya achimu omato waterfront. See, that is the life omu wi o man sika no omo yo madwe say believe dia honum ye better be sorry no no mama esanso be ba 50 years esanso be di ya emba so enu ti last time try ka say it's see a true book near the to record so near esanso keep registry records of omuma omunana anomu omuchirima ni ma kole wo machi nyina ye de omunyina to register to the publishing near banyo mudin near mamu say sa man boy for we we shouldn't see their type again because coming kroma nyama omuna nanom dom de coming kroma no omusuba money no omumana e so omakoba bi no omo no mesanso ba bi wa omudindi gabi omudindi na Akufo Addo omudindi kandu furata
Asante Bedi
ana omubedi bone no sa omumana so omde omukosko amanone no omunso na e ba sanso bedi ye bone bio we should be able to check them all out ni ehun se sankofo emi e momo sanso mba bio
okay mama nko akwadwe so Kwadwo. Ensamne dos yo.
Do na ndisi phone do so special prosecutor na nyama na wo ye na de e krokro de John.
For NDC
phone phone so tie do na kasa ne ade sa na mo kan. Na me de me hu ni sa o. Me de me hu ni sa ka.
Because almost the all ye na de say prosecute him so we now gather enough evidence there
and akwana na started and na hanya ketu e was Ghana nyina wo so wen kwa kum nipa
and we for frame outside
wen kum nipa tima say enti wa sha de na say metu aka cho say Atuma Akufo Addo ne bae beginning no mun so oba be ye omo adwuma abrante no be so be ye adwuma na ti say no be so onye no ti adu ba bi me se maami we sika no kokaye no so tie ayi abrada pa sika no so tie TV3 reporter na no na time am de skarudu am kaaye no nya bi ni amount keto be boy da bom de machine e koye any hour am di wo ho nya small money but no ntimi fa figure ne mabonte what the bar he fa no be koda ehin no be ko upon everything nyina du ba bi na the life as I threat wo do be na brabo eti ade obetima ya ne se se me ye no normal ntini wo ba bonte se anko na was anko no ma me kakra me timi mre so na me ko sata na se otimi da branch onyagu adwuma anko be ye o ba Akufo Addo de woni ne nkrofo di agrom be kun eti branch we na nyuma no ntimi anye sa na me de me hu no na na me se de obehu the way performance akwad be gu form no obeche Messi bechele no Messi adwuma be be onwo because wa hu dwiri mu ne kro no ne niam nkrofo we abeya ese Ghana eti don famra so onso ye nipa o ba no so ne life ehifa no be fa ehi no be koda ne ade wotima say Akufo Addo na pamfo na busuafo no boni o butim na so nkrofo be bra form nsa so after mo nkwa eti ama wade na ne yesa guide wo ha na yesa ofa wo be so cheze wo de nkrofo mo guide o mo di boni no ayi isi mami wo de adwuma fu a wo ye ya to na no lecture wo wie ya it is finished
say adwuma fu no afa mo anya musika
correct it is say no wa ye it kwa be ne be fa so say timi eniam of fa mu nya betima age dodo na finish sem ne ya punish no eniam o ya na nya nyina elections okoye no anu ade am ye ade e 1 me say 3 eniam o ye election ba ko timi the results be 7 or 8 ba bonti ni nyina timi anga say ade de na na de make can say ayi special prosecutor omunya gidie kakra woni mu for now your nkrofo say change omo a dan paru na say change omo special prosecutor etu ono omo nta ho na adwuma no ko na Akufo Addo na busia for de enam di ka sha omo bo no ade na fa ne yenya start agro ne yenya start here o mampani kra first house po nyempo trans one day say na de me dwendwene me ho adwodwo me ho for phone from nkrofo say e de na ekoso say no fa no ntimi tra fa ko obe trans ama nkrofo hu ne me be ekoso because boni nkrofo we de ni ska o fa e de konya de ketwa na no ska ya nkrofo ekokofa Jakpa mo say nature script for kokogi ye anu ye ne ketwa aketse ni nyina akoka nkrofo dem wotima say eti ayi enena me nuane ka no
ba Kwadwo
yes
sani ya wo kan say yenya special prosecutor man ntina hwe obi anim say omo na de special prosecutor bai
men ka say nyan man ntina ho
obi anim say
nyuma na wa cha say tam ya yenko
obi anim say omo na special prosecutor yo mu nipa enti enkonko ye say special prosecutor na start because we share issues ni bia and answer cases ni bia special prosecutor bobo so na oral one report ni ewom
yeah
and then ya present adima president Mahama ade achen special prosecutor say we declare Kenoforiata fugitive we declare by wanted money ade
wo check na die na we no start dada wo no was started so check the casa no kasa was started a process that
but I do be so na magana for shedan yi ni sa o esan say president Akufo-Addo mo etna say ye plan strategize bi on person be say eno ana me ready ajapade me interject kakra bi say 2020 omo be wini na omo agenda nyina ne say on bet bu o mine for 20 years that was their initial plan ni bibia so on be bu o mine 20 years. And then say empo 20 years in impo near ukwa ajapade ho no mo page or say the judiciary and governance in Ghana enti no omo plan say the next 20 years no dey omo na wo so mu rule Ghana na say empo omo ntimi rule Ghana no a e wo so mu make sure say strategic places the judiciary and then some institutions be honoma omutimi e plant wo mo nkrofo send ye be ya who decide cry say if you want to come after them cry na omo nkrofo na home so omo nkrofo no mu be dey be defend
na me da ase once a meme kodwe e bo ametiwe sa special prosecutor ni we na djuma na wo ye no e ka me nko company ba ye acha baby next 2 or 3 months then so was scrap no we to akran emfaso obi an shede ni so because as we twintwa we attorney general mpanam eti no no ya oni ahode esade ede eto akase nso Jesus sare koma obi eti o ya ede ne de ene ora the difference bi ayede enim eti kan to no ntonkre what man say it ba me de make can say ese no ade no de ba no and this for ni gidie o mu kra what you say ba papa no ba bi obi ono asa hye yebo se ba bi obi obekofa ne de naba so nyo no kan ya twa so obekofa ne naba oforiata odem beba ama Ghana fo nya wo djuma na wo hye ase no wo ye ne yi no obekofa naba na de wo kan e mama ni gine say wo se wono no enema bebre nkofo na ho ne ade ti bi o betu akova ne ema the same apply to institution bebre na yeka ho asem no the same thing because osafo manfo ba wagya no we a you from NCA the same thing osafo manfo ba na to
oh but o ma terminate o mo letter no
na bi we ka we die o we ka snake NCA ni da so ho who say why one why
the chane mani gugu ba
bi e ho ye woda so tekwa na mu ho and wo ba djuma wo hwe me ne wo ka say some of the radio station sa NCA fo no etuni ya udru ba bi a Power FM utrini udru hanum ufi on madru enko Accra FM ufia na udru ba bi a Islego ba bi a wo cha na ye dede en kan this ba enko mo fere ade nsu ade a ba this like stations ni nyina no ka so mo bia biem unu say still now and enko mu die ba bi asa station ni ko no enru dia bobompani ai Power FM chese ufi omu building no pia bonte pe 200-300 meters asa womu so mfare if you sam nante na daso gu onum na me ne wo kasa yi wo ko we forest commission papa na FM Mr Brown wono na yire na HR ho woto na yire na HR ho ene no ono ye chief director NPP ni mapa ene na yire HR sankrofo we ye nto asase ye nye the forestry wo Ghana nyina sa wono na yire na edi mudwuma en na me ne wo kasa yi obi asa afa kuntura ase asa ama chief executive so on sa antra ho e maintain position o me why ye ton asase ma ayifo me Winner Chapel International $4.9 million ya na no masa kwaji $300,000 aka mbeko ye amna 5.2 na papa chief director ika ho eno mo ye sa de we nyina en kan dis abasa nipa we e de na obi ne ne yire we HR we na so we chief director internet nipa mi ne je mo one office ya man so onye chief executive wo NPP ni bapa wo pa ko ho na mako
enti ono ne nkofo MPP fo no obekata
niema no okata kire ni poda
yes obekata because
eti ade na se mutimi tan na sa de we ko se Mr Brown onye chief executive e wo forestry commission ni anu an se na ame wo say
former day
no chief director yeah enu true
no a civil servant
oh there be appointment
chief director appointment
yeah ayimna nuko Akufo-Addo squad na bia what man say eti ade na mo man ntam ba bi oti na onim de am ya wo ko onum say 1 DC 4 by 4 5 or mo onum a
civil servant or so a civil servant
enti na me say wo ko onum
ya promote to chief executive
ade na promote no wo be promotion 1 DC 4 by 4 5 ya bo mo sha promotion kro mu nya bi for position ni ma baako na giri mo di nyina no onye hwehwemu ni ntimi because man pani ni campaign kakaka baako ye ne say ono no de galamse ni de oba be krosu ni kwata forest obetum key na so betum no wo di amata yi so onu fa gogu dem no watum wonna no atako bie don no I forestry commission lances or money at the adina or no leading west animal wing now. What am I say? Mr. Brown, me no kasa wo tie program no. What am I? Yeah, ni kwasi esa mo jeje ne sumpo. One na yire. Eto ono no cover na yire cover ha. Sa ni pa mienu gu honum. Yesi agai. Eno susu na magalam say ni the main one. Wo wia no minerals commission.
Ah, na bia na wo dia tis.
Da bi me tigwa me.
Ka no feria.
Me on tell you prebetu a ehia more from a. Wo wia no work of forestry commission. Aiwe minerals commission. The same thing. Galam say there are two places here. Forestry minerals commission. One the galam say the show monsa. What am I say? At the end of the day, waja I see one. I see last election contest NPP chairman. Me no kasa I see that's what you. As a chief executive officer, NPP ni mapa. Yaba I see change no. We be say can be 3 months. We entian 3 months so. And other than go for the binkai. I see the entia. Me wa campaign ta. I see to be catch say NDC for catch NPP for say ono no die. Party be win be no betima change no. And up to pam I see to ye change no. Ye appointed deputies akoma yi si. Hwe dwiri mo mo di wo minerals commission. Lances dudu ama ye. Even ye to abawi ye December 7 ye to we lances o ma no e chegeje kro no de military by o ma tse 7 pe o ma pani John Damani mama say no timi mai wo wi figures meta bobo figures yan na kwa we sa maintain sa nkrofo we sa ba bia galam say issue yi NDC for the campaign papa including ayi kwakubu ahe galam say we wo so no na site o ma pani mu kasa ye ho niema e kire ho manifesto ma ni nyina na abrabo yi mu nana yankoyemra yakoba ya sagja sankrofo na bede na de na mo pesa mo yemotima ye etina wo ka changes ana wo ka no me prefer pa na me se me no wo ka sai enen nan sam ko police headquarters na omo hu mi nyina police wo wu ana wo mo ba etiko jodi na mo ye aba etu ye nyina na ye gina se mo ba changes be kontem na obi an wato no ye gu ate se de gu prison ate de gu cemetery et changes in man na
no kwa say can say ye the pressure eto president so sa
obi have pressure nto obi azo president human do say na ni fibi
ni rem fi hwe
ba forestry commission dey
untimi
ye tutu obi atubi
untimi kan tell say Ghana Police Service say President Mahama ida so obeye change na so onye change no na duma dos ntini rem fi
ye ba bi on ma e say otini mu one say forestry commission dey Mr. Brown dey ebi ba president ni mo appointment ni dos etube hu no obi afa kwati kwa so boleta ma no ana oto no ama ne me so some NPP ni masamanya
obi no kwabna set forestry commission meba o ka tell say obi afa kwati kwanso
da bitwi na nana wo she dan temase appointment dozo o mampani ye ministers no ne nani da ho no hwem chief CEOs no edoso ama eduru ba bi no anhwe yi a ya ba obi adi say we bua ya simasi bua ya omodoso be for wani so ba ministers no say no wa gagi nipa odom be ma etodo hu nipa ndada ba CEOs no obi won pa no onimu no we are wanting the deed but e bia divan be catch na ma way sa to be call bi en papa we na boy you know eze eso no oboa because of no personal interest nipa na ba be shina from no aka check nti no president dem mo fa ma nai
afenyo marking video na oka ba
ECG
ECG
nipa bi no
sa no say ti
ko ya no wa mo ko
mi ya pipi foi mama ba se sie ya go for no say ya ndisi for mo so mo nko and ye show mo and they are so those people no almost system no mu bebre
na onim dem nwa NPP for ba mu what is some appointment ba akoko di NDC order e bi sit down e bi zu sit down sakufa do appointment ni ase ye no divine CPP ni man bi o ya NDC ni body o din body ma e ye den NDC appointment NPP for na dominate o musa eno na me hu ni ye no NPP for to dominate NDC appointment ma NDC collection no onye ready so be win wo win as onim so woni pa eno oni pa na ka bench o bench players o wo Messi ni si room nyina go bench at the end of the day nana dia kwa eni o eti dia me ka jo mampanize me sena ni die no obom galamse ni ye mate the ka say be ko election yes no
me ba kwadwo mi ntwa wa no say ye ka Kisia Jaben say dia we free ase enka Ghana for be pese senka say dia we free ase so pese wo ye adwuma no e bia anko namba say dia wa hunu se mu da ho betimi aye adwuma enti enwisu Kisia Jaben case as an example one way prosecute am ode am buy one way declare am wanted enti no say Becca say be President Mahama Kure nyi ni say ya no Ghana for bebre nkempe senke enya na no prosecuting crofo e bi so there are some state institutions so there are some people there NDC for no e bia wo kan no NDC for ni hia wo madwuma
omo hia wa mo
ti say wo ka say the oye chief director no ha wo ye den na wo hunu say oye MPP ni ye kipi no
na makwa adwuma mu ana minimum mo a wode abo me MPP ni o me MPP matra we are etina me na me ka ICDA ya na me ka Minerals Commission ICDA na na one PPN example I'm giving an example wo ko chief director America Forest Commission ni bi o NPP ni mapa o NPP card adwuma mo fo nyina nim say Mr. Brown NPP ni and what man lobbying way out say am for ye dey ade ma no because of bia papa bi oyema obi enrent no and wo yesa wo pa akira Forest Commission o office ni wo ha ya o nana anopa me ana be fa babia wo bia meta amma bibia chop money bia me be ma na me fa nko ne ko busem makowa ko busem ma nkofo kan na me nyini makoko hu ni e se ye HR se na de bro na nyini me ko ye na me kokko hu sampa Mr. Brown na yiri nyina office ba ko no mugu and ya promote we na we krem se de boni asa John be die nsa se o moton ye ene ne ma moton nyina takam and lances on my young for the real forest mu ekoko to gold galam say ni manema ni nyina no my I don't know better to aso and we do a forest ni ade nyina we chief director no ona no ye ni ado do aso better ko twa new forest ni ade on normal lances no ni nyina NPP ni o saka ho asa beto aso na se nwura mo adwuma ne pese aye de a kwaku boy was ni nanse no ba akra obi nwura mfo ma mo kogu wai your positions bia yanma ewu ye nwura mu no Forest Commission nwura mfo adwuma fama ye NDC for no ne yankogum ne yankoy mu adwuma ade na mo maintain crofo we woni nipa abeko Forest Commission anana dru ba bia nyasa bia ye pam obi num kekewu ese ka no kreche ba bia no krewo ne yetimi esimasi na obenten eni kwa so tra ba bi no one will be on the yiri position say e wo dwuma ba krom to the same office na be de ne ehunia ma ekoso nana medium so man pani say mesra no adwuma dem so betima oba ne 100% at the end of the day onyi sa ankrofo we mu no wo de mo hye wo no First Commission say tax force ne ma no ye fam na ante ne mabru adwuma pa ho NDC mabru bebre no no mo paye o mu nyina ka fie we wo ba be so NPP fo na akwakoguo Twa na beda no afa onu po anwene wo mpo adwene won be different se se ame no kasai na na bi mu ne same okumu ne ade NPP guys no wo mu nyina ba be ka bom list e be koma no krofo betima bo mo ma yetima ba power o ade na to tuo de ma wo opponent so onye nana make NDC for make sure say NPP ni no kwa na sabi woni ma djuma no etese de kra yenyi no wo wu adjuma no be koso wetima say Eduma no chese nipa na ya appointed obi a yefa say VR na ECG no na owu a aduma yet we continue aduma no ade asem na ekoso na ti dey make kan say kisi ajabi o so me na aduma na wa ye no wa start we rem fine at the end of the day baby won ko ye ne ko wo anwode a etimi prosecute obi a ekoye nimu a enka na uja na emfaso obi ani ne so hwi ni ne so woko 1-2 months munyini no nko de baby na sa ayi ni kra ye ntwanto nkre na ayi ni nya na hoode no fa nya na aduma aye ne one ne deputy omutimi nya omo adwuma na enkoyie we betwintwa omo anam se ni dudu na ni gidie woni mu because of NPP na ne buy e bia krokro de John wo ye we betu ahade na sesei ade abohanya bi so na adwum ono ompo na akwa meeting se bia kwakuko ni sei ombe wo so wo ye adwuma eso na wo nya hwe ba ye ene enya ayi NDC ni bia friend Kofi Go ana ya adema ene wo ka asem ya wo ye NDC na NPP na otifia wo koma betu what must say? It's under perfectly. We are Abu Ramadan in the number bonte. Pious. Say special protocol to create women pious. I didn't nip on Mukasako ye move for Australia. Okay.
Australia's scandal.
Scandal. Pious or that's what to now no thing say a yakoto sase. Slakoto sase 42,000 Ghana cedis. Our cantonment. Say guys who are friend. Even we have frozen a crime, Chrome Brown of Kenya, say. Tepani ade asase we akro mu afigasa sokori asase say and a cantonment ya ti han cantonment wa ko to asase 42,000 but we from timi frɛ enti kubi say we NPP NPP for na transit so mo sa hanya no eti anu de media me pesa ndisi NPP ni bia ho beto no amamu we mu edi kwa so bia anya adwuma ye se nipa no nkoto abama ndisi no 6 point something na nam se so mu ko anya adwuma ye Ghana na mo ko atimi didi no mo timi ye ya na ndisi pesa we ni biem SNDC to be at least 20 years before election started. John Mama dey bonus 8 years mienu when you president bienu a ebeboa Ghana because akromfo we won't rely on them.
President Hamad is.
Need any bonus 4 years bonus and count. Etiafa went to go via no be another 8 no be so another 8. Wo ka bo mo anakwa 20 nana. 20 na fe collection game mpo no mo fa bia na no ano. Na watima ko anim. Wo trase na nkrofo akromfo wo say o mo chese yenya Ghana for yenya te Ghana for. Eye krono no person bo eye niam bi no mata no mo nyina plan. O mo anim se o mo nkrofo no bi di dream. O mo say niam mo wie sika. Na ne ye sa de we anana. Me se kan ofurata. Ne wo ya me nwanwa amane bro so krono a wa boy wo yare a ye se resign so resign ye ka bibia so do opposite ye djuma Ghana free wa ye bibia so ntiase en na de bra na be yiwa no a wo se me yare me kwa yare hwe ayare hwe na wo kɔ no na ne antikro we mu agenda wanwa no do mo ya na wanfa so ma si hospitals ana me boa so mo wie miensa ada na obi o yare bia no okwa broche okwa yare hwe na nakufa do wie na na okɔ ni krom chebi nkrofo bo ni tutu what ye boni tutu oni krom
wakowa me
aboni tutu ama busuafo ni bi mpo dwano mo anya hwe no e kasa no rough ho ano ba ya wabu ni ketima kope ba bi atra nipa boni fuo sei e se mra bi e se cover no bi e se yifi ho no oba ba answer questions na Ghana fabre o Ghana for drum mra bi pa na wo hwe nkrofo yi wo hia mo anwumra Land Cruiser me se medium wo zabati Islegon na udru Jerry's ne yen kodi ni ade Friday evening omo ba nom gas ba na Land Cruiser bi a 4-5 e just so sa 2 am 3 am say nipa betu ka no
okay amo de gas
I'm telling you na
me say na full soldiers for the my press conference bo fu say omo mo nya appointment MPP time no omo de adi omo gas anyenye mo mankula bi crowd 5 years MPP for full soldiers omo si mo bia ko defending Kanu Foriata no mo nya ade no omo kwa na bi ye na de ya press release na de omo ya crowd omo ni say omo ba no omo gas ni so a omo aso anyenye mo because of omo sika no mo wonti guy ba kokra de no so say na ye ji ni guy fi ni sem because of position
ka say wo kro we mu yet kro we na hagya fate well kan say no that confiscated way so na no no to any fie ba bia ni fie wo na police ni guide no 24 hours we mu nyina police for guard no kra diplomatic passport no mo de nam we mu e credit adan na mo wo man mo to e to we sa na Ghana cars enkrofo bia garages no mo bia bia wu e no mo ton cars e wo mu ni ade
enkrofo cars nko a
enko no magi no mo bia garages
enkrofo cars nko a the last time my bia me hu no para request ni car ode aba wo so wa tena US akọ retirement na before obeba no e no free agent e na agent no e ma ne value ya oba obeti after the sika ye twa ma no o se agent ne ka kire ne say wo peka na mani ni 1 month wa ha enye se be ko demorrage kra o
ye betu aka fa ne straight ye be fa ko ya wo be fa
ko omo be fa ne simple kra
omo me say wo ba Islegon a won say baleshi wo ko baleshi traffic light won sa right wo NPP for na bia garages no ho no garages e wo nyina minim owners of the garage na kokko check emra ye to aba ndisi winning ya no be pick cars dudu ni nyina de ko sie enanse ma won so mo sa de cars sa ba back omo hu se mu ajo national security for check sa wa you know mo owners of the garages Islegon lane so nyina e yo mo wa Roman Ridge railways ni so wo branch say ya e honum say garage ba ko na ho ni say om kokko owner of that garage ye tiana hajia fati wo garage hajia fati eso no wo garage wo ya de wo mane ano wo garage Roman Ridge
e wo car garage
o to car
hajia fati ano otonton MPP
wono na make say police ni guide no the fie no e wo tanta he ono e guide no
e che ni sa
wono ya so ano o de prayer pra kwabra Japan mo car garage Roman Ridge yet crow we mu yet crow na we mu asesa Ghana for nyina property no omo de aye omo dia na ye gyan no omo ye wini aso
bana ba kwado ye sho e bia
na me se me won so bi ma kokko to da wo de we start ready won so bi ma koda obi a me ka wasem bia no ma checking nyina woni bibia ne garage metu do akọ ho ne
omo de ne to confiscated
car ka on na nya no ma munya obi a bi garage no ya chafa ka ne duru ya wom omo tisako amount e be ma no nko hobiem nana boemu nyina omo no mate o man no tia kwabai ya ntra ho mata ne ma wo sankrofo nyina se hwe omo nyina achi ana meka garages no ne dia na meka wo Roman Ridge railways ne so ana omo amaka no so de Islegon hore na tisi wo no NPP for nkwa garages edudo na de bia filling station ni ade chese mo bomma ne krono am na broso enkola nketenkete se wo me billionaires nana okay. Na obi fie obi fie ke gate keke mano me de wo be ko na apartment o ai atalbotwe ni ade wonu bie obi gate keke wo na so kimi de maame di betu dwa
so when people mu na want to
what does it abrantia no our apartment more than a different group more than 10 abrantia ba ko NDC mu a o officer ne brothers who NPP
obi message wa
ne brothers who NPP ne brothers small boy no NPP no
okay
na apartment o isle go na tell you who e be wonwa
obi
you know galam say kempi
obi send me message you say Hajia Fati have one radio station and TV station, Mothers FM and Mothers TV. Oh, Monso. Diva,
Monso say information is Guam and Bruso.
Monso. Mothers FM and Mothers TV. Ghana for information, Papa. Diva, yeah, Baba Pona. Answer no. Honorable Julius Debra, sir, termination of appointment letter, ni issue said by MPP for Samia Wuku. Party independent for raising concerns about na be munyina about that decision na coming from chief of staff.
Forget you.
Me forget so so almost afa na afa mo ye Ghana for.
Rebi, you see the point is that.
What's forget you?
What about betna aban mu 8 years. Ufu soldiers for esu ye pedjuma. Se na ye ti ya ye ka ye pedjuma. Na want me amwa ye to abati a we you free ho wie ya ade chi a obekọ no e ho no wa sign letter say wo appoint the nipa na wa kasa man appointment no o accept kura no kura so no e so question ne ho na so open answer man so nipa bone for me bisa what na bem 8 years so inkofa ko demonstration ye pedjuma de bia omoba office so omo pe employment wa mo da the two via baswa national health insurance no kwabnani atena se ye be adia chim ye ba hand over no wa ma 78 office job office 178 as I saw promotions itu anyina na munim se mo beye na unim me sa anyama ekoko so say bi omo nya Ghana for who can say those days omo ye bibi na okobisa pe no omo so hwe electoral commission adwuma kra ese and find independent people kra from poye kra na MPP for akwaje akoye omumo bibi wote say MPP aban we ba so mo publish wo paper bi mu da see e fan for security da obeti ani say recruitment yes backlog
training
course wo hono ma ni aye na promoting crop. That is the bad things those are some of the bad things they did against Ghana for ni na e dia chaomu no mu de we ponu obi ye bia osafo mafo pe ba obeka kire yen say adwuma eni ho for the youth okay ose public sector government sector dey to me employ obia into obia nkope ba bi ma oba no de ne makogu mu no omo sorti omo ho enti me de enye wo a wo kofie na obeda be sori one day pe no be hye adwuma ma obi wa bra wo nya budget bi ankova ye uni ska bia wo de ba betua na se wo no wo pese wo manipa no problem ana se wo nya ne den entimi de omo ayaka so mo nkofie no omo ye Ghana for I just think say everybody should be given a fair opportunity. Okay. They can reapply omo tumi reapply me so ba be apply bi ye nyina
unim ade ya me yakora ne say recruitment ni nkofo no omo sa agije omusika o usa no mo ton
hwe
o ma sa de jin ko
enu ti na me gidi say ense nkofo ko damu no for wicked ne hwe wo kai nuanom koye napco almost 2 years ni entiom kai omusika ne yesen meanwhile no na national service ye twa nkrofo gu mu a omusika kra yen ko na ehye nkrofo individuals ko to ko mom no mudi any wickedness
but that ohwe year na napco yentua wo mo kana say na msa bane do mo ka be 10 months 11 that same year so no budget mu no ewom age report ewom so mo release sika over say 660 million Ghana cedis a omo di tua napco so mo entua but me fa we ntwam national service authority e de yaba sesi a say omo allowances no omotua November 2024, December 2024, January 2024 fully paid.
Yeah.
After so September backlogs so ane wo hono mo September October 2024 nyina da no enu so omotua. Enti no backlogs ana ewo national service for no na aban ede o moka September October 2024 ni nyina o ma settle and after November December and January so no ni nyina fully paid. After said omo say 2024 no per national service names here personnel omo ye no omo say 190,000 plus, but omo ye head count no about 91, is it 91 or 98,000? Enti omo ye head count omo ye say 81,000 and ani atwa de agum.
One month, check only 1 month scan economy. Just a month. How many months or
28 million Ghana per Manasa Zuri report or the buyer no. Enipa no mo atwa de agum no. Every month bia no munya 28 million Ghana cedis.
God. Go for the deal.
Every month bia. Because Manasa de no the buyer no from 2021 to 2020. Every year bia do mudugum no e over 80,000. And this we calculate and national some 700 say we calculate here sika ni nyina da no every month bia e 21 million Ghana 28 million Ghana cedis.
Nana amamu we tiwe dia na ezeka na unim say chief of staff we no de ba bonte no the way no de ba bonte nana yes baby nye who was after December 7th no omo e fa omo no
na me ya no
what I say nana hwe 1st December and a police for recruit 2 boys no e do mo koye dom ko on the 1st no and omo mo beto aba on the 6th omo mo nyina ba fie no beto aba on the 7th omo wie no mo sa koye e ho no mo ka che say wa meto aba no ye na se enwini a mbo be yimo fi na na sa sankrofo we have form police for the beer the 40 beer the 38 ade omo de omo go training we no NPP ku bolos am robbers nyina afrem and e do omo ko training school ho ye omo ye maintain omo e tia den ye kan sa ma sankrofo no e so mo fa omo wadi nana sankrofo ni na se to be make sure say ye be mo bia ko fie de say dem ni an sa aka no so bia sa apply bia mi sa check obia who catch us sometimes go me ban me catch us one of my boys and me know now guy no 42 years as a police service because of political party what to be police mu nana eti e ba be trauma sankrofo na on the first na do mo call ye no ya on the says o meto aba no why on the after 7th it is o mo do mo nyina no o mo Ghana adwuma na so mo ko wura mu ana
unim obi send me message or say 2016 police recruitment NDC year no work ho bi or say they sack us I'm third batch 4,500 JDM police recruit was sacked by Nanado administration.
Say they want do so mo e do mo call no nana the whole Ghana o omo all the ayi nyina mo training schools ni nyina ya omo number ni ko babia waba mo bagi je sankrofo we so because I say Ghana for no mo na Ghana for na mo na amrafie ni ansa sha grow na for na grow ni yi
so mo nya after December 7th
on the 1st and omo call you and on the 6th omo ba fie no beto aba different 6 days 5 days when we correct people nana we na be defend omo
so omo so ni so
uni ma me fa one comment about Kenofurata asem no uni be say o kan Japade ni mu na
Japade
o ma yo madwin say omo wo power omo lose power all the sectors of our economy no be hijacking from judiciary from whatever no more person will take charge it's no I think say yeah necessary ma ye ni eda ho no first and foremost ni ehwe kwen be fa so a yen kwa eti say mo da so kwa be ya chenchena yenzu betiti ye no na even kwa no be special prosecutor dey oye kwa na strategy ni game bi omo no mo boye
because what you want ma or present here any 2 days a special prosecutor so yeah
obehwe no na obehwe na it's a person hijacking it all of a sudden obehwe no just by word of mouth no we declare the fugitive onye hwe biu na ise ono no oye also akoye na ise double ayi ya fe ni hwe again media metia empire bopa me boni say twede amponyakopon onfa owuraken Ofuriata kra ensie oma na hode no to me mra because hia no pa ma na be sa question because
money kra ho ban
omba ne ho bai o hwe ne so no onyi because e pese ye nkyem no nkodam yie no feel pepper ni bi na sabi yo wan hwe no nso ye ne so ko wu so ani fun ye besizi yede be to no mu dia ye nkadum dia kire ma se nipa boni we be di oman ne so e be ye
di oman abro no ye sabe we see atam oni
ye be cemetery ama no special cemetery for bad people no e de be chance ye
e kwa ye beti ni franfaso no e beti ma dead to rebusu mu atese da ke non kam e se timi abontia na atwi ye de aboka achi ni atwe na ma na tete boni a wodi Ghana ni ade no wotima Nana Akufo-Addo say ex president e dan so mu yifini so.
Oh no, Kwaju.
Oh, Abura Akufo-Addo ababedi o man we. Eni kwa say ordinary o say me ex president. E say yi finish no fa de di Akufo-Addo no. E fa no anante. What man say?
Ex president.
We yi fisu ana onko. You are eden aga. Woni ba umi am say 2 years ba umi an say say twa nika.
No.
Woni Akufo-Addo.
E benefits.
Eni kwa say mo obi a 1 cedi. Boni a mo be di mo ma we ni kro no mo aba be bo. Ye wie ye ba bia ye nsase wo. Ba umi am ba bia one na busuafo akosi dansi. Usa ka ba bi o man sa kosi na no o wura kwa o ba bi o mo kosi fie airport o chie ya e dawo fie ye no wono no e ho no kokotra utima se san krofo wei yen san from s ni o man sa be pay na niam bi o se trans na kia sa vote Ghana wo ka Ghana for vote se enkrofo e mo mu pay na me mo mu pay o mu qualify na ke yi o mo Akufo-Addo ni kwa so s na no mo tima trust e committee e kwa ba ne fa so lose and tiase e to ko brabe e chairman na wo ko na wo ko chairman no wo ti na so no so sai aketechwa na so na se kutu na so ensamfu na mudi ye na ye ka na muntie no e ho result na nya election e to committee ade na the Americans Akufo-Addo na pamfo ne NPP e to mampani kufo so me hu na ne ho e me
twe message o se Dana Samoa na oye contractor into a man contract.
Na unim 1D 1F me kotakwa na ya chro mabo udi na mafro construction the company ni no na ho no
Dana Samoa
yes mabo udi construction limited
na
ona no ye otakwa
NPP abamu de na ntimi nkoto na bibia timi koso aniema na o man na nko efisa de ntia Akufo-Addo to be sorry ni watime di ahemfufuo nyina tem wo wia no obusa say results na ye nya no ye ntia set committee mempasem isle go me am hina ne ne mempasem wo di papa ya tem
o se won sorry
no wo ne kasate say onya nipa wo di ahemfu di obi atem okro wo wia wo pe good results me so mampani John Dramani mama me sira no appointment a wo ye no ne di akam ni ade no wo mana ni hwem no won hwem rante no maka bonte no na ndisi fo bia nya bi ndisi ni bia nya bi yes run pa anam moto media for no ye media adwuma no be wo wiase what man say e say moto mutimi nya appointment ni bi ye kyecha ba de nana ayi Poladomo che ne kwato wia no e bo chairman NCA no ne on qualify bi anche wo momampani so make sure so no na ni be kwa ne microphone nana ye kyecha ko nyina me ni hwemu a menya hu ye microphone ba akokra wo ye pa na members obi anya bi ana mo so mo ye host na de obi anya bi wo ya mo se mo ntwe ana ye ne bo defense yes ake anya ye bi
ye be ya last minute
da bi mwa one pick 1 2 3 4 wom ne wo se we kwa na fa de eno po ye e shem cry wo se me ka ta me ko ba bi on fo obi ko ba bi na me hu obi nya bi kra be she ko dwe
fo cry e bi board be na wo se me ko da
na me tin fa ko Ghana Post da e kema ko hususum
oh Ghana
wanya bi bianko kra wanya ba bianko kwa GRA ye what man say ECG ye what man say Cocoa Board ye those places ye do ko ba bi a hususum mo atay no nya board bia na beje go bi do ko Ghana Post wa wani nguase no da ma no abusuafo wo ko sete ba kwa 700 Ghana Post
I was so mutimi di esha wo 700 ya wani ya
when was last time I post letter when was last who put na me
no
na institution ni bi originally SS crab you feel
David in the own ko Ghana Post ache
Ghana Post
yeah me say ni dokuno ani
obiye delivery
mama nini ko bi nyina ya sani o
international ayi nyina
mama nini ko bi nyina ya sani o me ko do wa ye ma
o David
mi kura mu awufi ana
woni manko for position mu discount
mu kura mu kwa iso Ghana Post da bi esi obi ya close workers nim ada o village bi as ku asokore ache ku ku afigaza ache eya juma na
da bi se se de o ma ye no no on se first dia no Ghana Post de bi ane ye no no a yes send letters oh na ni birthday yanka birthday nke
aha I record na eti na
obo atimi ahye
obo amewu wa ma mewu
but last and 3 days no moto Council of State members
abano
moka chere say hwan kan say we ni Ashanti region
omo later mo ka bo mo ade na tubuye
oh but say me catch your reporter wo ho omo tu wie ye omo sortie ye counting crime aso no omo scatter bibia enti omo antimi anka
ba mo sa ta ba sort no unu say sorting wu pe hu wina hu yes or to aba yes or to 1 2 3 who win because the party 51 or so no to aba na neighbor da bia declare obi o yes or to go on mo a we are fast ya who pe as a bibi na say mo ya no wan ntem ansa na say mo ati it is all ten important say mo me say NDC for elections omo kon council state election omo kon ese omo aheda an for mo an hye mu ye an hye ni ba bi ko bro east ni ade omo nya ni kama ba bi for bedrom nya kama eni kwa say obi ba betu NDC for NPP ni o ni pan say NPP for nko na ho kwa me fa to bia ese ko di NDC se bia na ese ko di na akoto aba na say cancer boadu wono o CNPP ai na bi o ba mi segno kokko wini obetu wanfo wo betu wanfo wo hefa eni kwata me say on ko eni kwata mo man contest ade nbi e so automatic mo fa wait a minute e disqualify the film na African ye won obibi need o ya dia play o yo
de me no nya wen
oh yeah practice
no de me no nya
won practice
democracy ne di
mo kam brofo no enkrofoi ni kamema wo ekwa no mo de na ho na mo de na e on ne wo de na enkrofoi ti ba be wicked enkrofoi ti fa obi sa no say speaker of parliament so of ho sa baba won na nu tefu no a wo de ba parliament up to now that be so to be fa ne o ne wu sa di pa kro na NPP fo ne ba ya o be sa de so ya ju answer fo no what ma say ye jam na ka eni ko say ka ye wie speaker of parliament onye ne niam bi ye onyi sa baba wa ne mra bonten.
Okay, I was on for emphasis Dama Givers Support Center or the new papa bedra so the kind pay givers call capsules no sisi ade ani ayam timini amamman e clean system no we pay givers pick capsules bema won say wo bema mu oban so esiesie wo e ma wan kasa ma ye wie pay e ya malaria typhoid join this ha wonu mu atore timini dia pay givers herbal mixture afa givers GC mixture ne capsules ye kabom ennom rashes egu sabi obema ho anase wase wo dwon so a wuti pains oba white yewo empamugro ya de bia no give us GC mixture any the capsules anywhere drew Ghana baby eton no bia benya bi 0543 222470